So you wanna learn about beer? Stay tuned and never fear. They're the guys for the case, 'cause they'll tell you all about what they taste. We got Mudhole, B&Q, he loves Star Wars and grilling too. And Knox guy loves baseball and board games, he's played them all. There's no place I'd rather spend the Monday nights than here, having a few chuckles and damn good beer. Now it's time for Two Beerded Guys.
I must cry every time. I mean, no. Hey,
Told you didn't have to
supposed
use
go,
it.
huh?
no, you're filling in.
Oh,
You're a
well,
guest
we're
host,
on
bud.
Two Beerded Guys. Yeah, and I even grew a little
You
crappy
grew one
beard
for-
for you
yeah.
guys. Yeah, so I didn't shave for 7 days. That's what it was. So,
You didn't shave anywhere for 7 days?
yeah, nobody's going to see anything that I have. So,
I mean, it's
Look
called
at it right now,
dedication.
buddy.
like,
yeah, well, that's always there. What are you looking down there like I'm sitting here naked? Who knows
don't
what's
know.
going underneath the
I
table?
don't know.
John, hand check. Okay, you're already. All right, good job, buddy.
My goodness, it got crazy. We made it 10 seconds in.
Yeah, so did John.
Nice.
Welcome to Two Bearded Guys.
Right.
We have got, instead of TVG_ops guy,
We have Ugly Pete.
Woo woo!
We've also got-
dog B&Q.
noticeably an empty chair right now. Hopefully our guest will be showing up sometime in the near future.
He said run a little late, had a little bit of family drama.
So we are anticipating that arrival. Behind the screen, you cannot see me. You are glad for that. I am off screen, Matt.
God, he's taking over.
Yes, I like it.
Someone's got to
That's
do it, John. Jesus Christ! I saw last
I
week's
am
episode.
not. No, I know. That's why I'm not doing the play-by-play.
Yeah.
That is not my role. We've established this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's my fault. I was supposed to be here, and things happen.
That's okay.
It's all right. It's all right. Tyler weirdly came in about halfway through. I don't know if he just like ditched the baseball game. Was like, you know what, we got to save this. Ship's going down, or if he actually got things wrapped up quicker. Don't know, but he ended up coming in.
Yeah.
Some would say save the day, and by some I mean Tyler would say that he saved the day. But
Hero in his own
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
yeah, so
Understand that.
we're here, happy to drink some beer and kill some time while we're waiting. Or I guess we're just gonna drink beer while we're waiting for Steve to arrive. Then yeah.
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
drink some beer still. We're going to do that.
We can maybe kill a little bit of time though with a weekend activity that we had.
Oh, what do we do?
Where were we at,
There's so
John?
much. I remember being in this little town called Lebanon.
Do you remember it? You seem like you're really searching there.
I had to think about this. That was Beer Fest.
It was.
Savor Lebanon. Great time. I love the fact that Indiana Untap is growing the variety of vendors at these events.
Yeah, there's a bit of local artists there. We had a few more distilleries, I feel, than there was there prior. I think there's only like 1 or 2 beforehand, so there's like 4, maybe 5 this time.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a little more stronger stuff if you're wanting to get it kicked in a little quicker. Had a lot of the same staples that we saw last year.
Still got some of your wineries there. Different food vendors at this one, which I appreciated. Brilliant was... I'm familiar with them, but I've never had their on-site kind of food truck, so...
At the least to say very cleverly named.
Yes. Someone call that brilliant.
Brilliant. So what was the best thing you ate when you guys were there?
Their Scottish style egg.
Oh, I love
So they did the boiled egg, they wrapped it in breakfast sausage, and then they wrapped it in bacon, and then they coated it with barbecue sauce.
So it's
And smoked it.
almost like a
Combo of a Scotch egg and an armadillo egg.
armadillo egg. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was quite
So it was-
tasty, which I think I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that I was discussing with John while we're enjoying said Scotch egg that it's like, man, this is just better smoked than fried.
Yeah.
Been to a couple of places around the area lately that's had like the Scottish or Scotch eggs, and they're always like deep fried with the sausage on the outside. And something about the texture of it just really throws me off.
And see, I'm the other way.
Really?
I'm not a big armadillo egg fan, so that whole I love smoked things. You guys know. I love the barbecue, but that's the one thing I've like done it 3 times. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it again.
Huh.
Really?
Fair enough. There was one place, I can't remember where it was. I want to say maybe like Tilted Kilt back in the day where they had it. And it was like a breaded one. I don't know if they baked it or what, but I enjoyed that as well. I just think the fried for me, it's a weird texture on that Scotch egg, but I don't know. John,
I think it's because I've always ate them when I'm drunk. So
That's when they're
and then
best.
and the
That is-
armadillo eggs are when I'm sober. So that could be
Might
it's
be a
like
factor.
La Bambas. Always tastes good at 2 a.m. Have it sober, it's garbage.
Right?
Speaking of sober versus drunk, Chris Reams on. He says liquor. And-
Liquor.
I mean, sure. Where's she at?
Yeah.
All right, well, the standard
I know her.
answer would be barely know her, but I appreciate your try there, John.
That doesn't matter.
Shucks. All right. Seems like, well, we were asked about food. What was one of the standout beers that we had there, John? I know you had at least one that really kind of...
So, Crazian Brewing up near Lafayette, they had just a red ale, or I think it was a brown, with maple syrup. Like 5.4%, super light and crushable, but balanced really well. It was, as
Wasn't
Chris
too
Ream might
sweet?
say, no, it was balanced very well. As Chris Ream might say, that might have been the best beer there.
Speaking of Chris Ream, he's saying actually the best thing that we had, we actually didn't have on site. That was our after-hours steak that we had here.
That's true.
He says that sumbitch was savory.
Oh, shit. We're not going to start that hour and 45
We will
minute
not.
conversation.
Just let there be known that there was about a 45-minute debate on what savory or umami is.
See, all right, now you're so drunk. I can understand you not knowing what umami is, but who doesn't know what savory is? That's just not on me.
Well, we're not going to restart the argument, but there was a debate that spawned off of that. It's like, well, if that's already covered somewhere else, then we can't use that same descriptor. And you did come up with a good answer. It just took 40 minutes to get there.
Did.
No, but you can use the same descriptor, or like hot and spicy mean two different things when you're thinking about bourbon. But when you're talking about food, sometimes they're the exact same thing.
Well, we were having a discussion in regards to like the taste buds and like the 5 different flavor
Oh,
profiles
I
the tongue recognizes. So
I know.
salty was one. I felt it was tough to say salty is a descriptor of that. Chris Stream's laugh crying emojiing right now.
Yeah,
we're
we're
putting a pin in that, closing that book. Stephanie K is on as well. What's up, Bud Pirate Steph? She says, hey, cheers. And I think with that cheers, it sounds like time
For a beer?
for our first
What?
beverage.
What are we most anticipating, though?
Oh, shit. I knew I was forgetting something.
All right.
Are we counting the liquor? Because let it be known
I
we're doing...
haven't met her yet.
We're kind of doing Happy Liquor Day around here for any Trailer Park Boy fans. We got a couple of those tossed in.
That is probably what I'd be most anticipating.
Yeah, if we're keeping with just the beer, there's that copper can that looked pretty cool. I can't remember specifically, but it sounded like it had some cool stuff in there. Eludes me at the moment.
You go, John.
Well, so let's stick to beer, I guess. And anticipating a little bit anxiously, even the is that a 2019 KBS?
Yes, it is.
So I mean, hopefully, a beer like that should age well, but at the same time, it is 3 years old and it's a bottle, and sometimes they don't seal real well.
My
Yeah,
answer would be the Copper Kettle Snowed In, now that I got a chance to actually read the label.
Yeah, that one's Copper Kettle's okay.
They can be good, they can be bad, but there's
That's
enough
gonna be-
interesting sounding stuff in there that I think that might be a good one.
That's a style that is up our alley.
And it is a completely different company than the Copper Kettle Bourbon out of Cleveland, which is garbage. So just remember,
Duly noted. Write that down, kids.
it is artificially aged. So you gotta remember, it's a tough. I am gonna go. So I want to go different. I was gonna pick the Copper Kettle, but I don't want to pick the same thing. So I'm gonna pick this Prairie Artisan Ale,
No one just ever wants to agree with me on
double
that.
dunk.
And normally you still mine.
So I like the can art and I like a dunkel. So
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I like it.
so our
And
first,
we've got Cosmos Carlos just on.
Cosmos!
What's up? And I just love the fact that almost every time he hops on, he does his best non-actual vocal impersonation of.
Us?
Well, no, I was gonna say Uncle Ben. He's like, "Oh, hello there." No, not Uncle Ben. Shit, help me out. Why can't I think of his name?
I don't know.
For Star Wars.
Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan, yes.
Ben Kenobi?
Hello there.
all right, let's go.
Back to that first beer.
So we have the Urban Underdog Lime. It's a lager. It is from Urban Chestnut, which is out of St. Louis, and they're carried by Budweiser here in the state.
All right.
That's who. I might have had a few of their beers. Previously.
Hey, Cosmo's willing to pick up the slack. He's got General Kenobi. Like, thank you, sir. See, we just need you in the room. You're going to bring maybe more than John.
Oh, good Lord.
Woo. Oh, man. Had a thing in my throat there. A little froggy. Not Steve.
All right. We're anticipating.
It must be the dog walker. I saw your daughter walking the dog. You can't miss her with those glasses.
Dude.
She loves those things.
Rocking the Yeats?
You rocking the Yeats.
Man,
John was rocking the Yeats hard at Lebanon, too.
I love my Yeats, buddy. Well, I bought those for Christmas, and I was just like, trust me, you're going to be cool. And, like, literally...
And she's just leaning right into it, huh?
So, track meet, they're getting team picture. They put her right front and center because she wore those glasses. They're like, you're right up front.
Does she wear them while she's running?
Yes.
Makes her faster, right?
It does.
Cuts aerodynamics around the eyes there.
The glare off the track.
So the on this, it smells exactly like
lime.
it says, right?
And it say natural flavors.
It says natural flavors.
It does smell very limey.
Yeah.
It almost. I don't want to say what it smells like, comparing it to something without tasting it.
Well, it smells like a gin and tonic with a lot of lime in it.
No, it smells like a
Snake bite?
No, I was gonna say a Bud Light Lime.
Oh.
You know,
margarita? Like I had them for days. I had them stacked up, man.
It tastes a lot better than a Bud Light Lime, though.
Oh, that's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
You know, with as much lime as that's in that nose, you're still getting that biscuit undertone.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I was expecting chemically tasting
kind of half fake shit.
Anything else that we taste that has lime added to it.
Yeah. And this one, like, I think John was kind of going down the path that it smells really limey, so you're like, oh, this is going to be unbalanced, it's going to be lime in your face. But actually drinking it, it's a nice balance of lime to lager. Like, it kind of works.
It's like the end of a key lime pie when it's just a little bit of the key lime pie in the crust. And you just got a little bit of that lime flavor, and then it's that.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I like where your head's at there, Pete.
I like this. This is very crushable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This would be like...
Oh.
You're the kind of the one that started the lawnmower beers and all that stuff. Like,
yes. Did I start that?
I think you're one of the first, if not the. Like, this is a good.
But it is. We are in lawn mowing season,
and we are now spring is upon us. It has sprung. Like, this is good warm weather beer. It's good pool, good lawnmower. Like,
this is good beach beer.
And we're reaching 80
here.
degrees
This is past lawnmower. This is beach worthy.
Yeah, really. Like anything where the sun's out, this would be pretty good at.
Yeah. I'm thinking bikinis and this beers.
Oh,
you in a bikini?
Pretty well.
You just answered my question. It's like, hey, you could almost mix this with something, and then you said bikinis, and I'm like, okay.
Yes, but all beers go with bikinis, by the way. Just you're like, is this beer any good? You mix it with bikinis. Oh, it's not that bad.
That's a big Russian Imperial Stout. Yeah, Snow Bunny.
Yeah.
I was gonna say my PC like, well, this is a 1 normally, but surrounded by bikinis, this might be a 2.5.
This is
went from a drain pour to like, I'll drink this.
Like, no aftertaste, no chemical aftertaste like you're gonna expect with things. It says natural flavors, but I always just assume it's gonna be some kind of crap out of a bottle.
I don't disagree, but I mean, this one actually tastes like it might
they
be. They
squeeze some limes in there.
Yeah.
The lime is such a palate cleanser too. Like, I feel fresh, nothing lingering in my mouth. I like it.
You used to that, are you, John? Things lingering in your mouth?
Well, you want to know.
Well, I'm going to appreciate that Steve wasn't here, so we had more of that one to drink, right?
That's really kind of like you said, it's thirst quenching because of that citrus and that lime, so you can keep drinking it. Like, compared to like a John Q, Bud Light or something, you drink a few of those, like, I need something more refreshing. Like, this has got you covered on both sides.
Yeah.
I do like how Urban Chestnut didn't change up their logo at all for this. They just added lime and put the can green. I love it. There's nothing special for it. You're going to crush this in your yard. Enjoy it.
Well, so it's rating time, boys.
Who goes first?
That would be me.
And real quick before John goes, to cover the rating scale, to give John a reminder, we are on the 0.25 increment of these 0.25 to 5 Untapped chart, or scale, some might say. 3 for us is a perfectly average beer. It's not great, not bad. You drink it, but not something to go searching out. You go up from there. A 4 begins to be that, man, this is good enough. I would go look for this beer. I'd have a beer with this beer. You know, that kind of thing. And then...
I'd have a beer with the beer.
Exactly. So you go above that. 4.5 starts to be where you're getting some of the best beers that you've had. Then that's where maybe some preferential treatment comes in there. Like, well, more of a stout guy. It's kind of hard to get over that just because, you know, some other stuff. And then going the opposite direction on the scale, underneath the 3, you go down to a 2. That's kind of more that range where you might begrudgingly drink it. You know, someone hands it to you. You already bought it. It's free. Like, well...
It's not that bad.
Not necessarily bad, but not necessarily great. And then when we get down to the 1 or below, that's where you're like, this is pretty nasty. Usually something went bad there. It got funked. Something didn't work. Oxidized.
We've had a few of those.
Yeah. We've had a couple of those.
That was me.
We can't do a 0 because 0 doesn't show up, so 0.25 is technically our 0.
Yeah, not wrong.
And the 4.5 above that, when you get the 4, 7, 5, and 5s, that's like your best beers you've ever had. So
yeah, technically our scale, like 4.5 is a great, perfect beer.
Yeah.
Then above that, it's just, like you said, personal preference.
If that beer fucks.
Does that beer fuck? Does that jingle my tingles?
Does it
Fluff Jin's muff?
jingle Tyler's tingles?
No, let's don't do anything with any of Tyler's undercarriage.
Twix a tweeter? No?
No, let's stay away from that. I vomited a little bit in my mouth when you said that, and let's just stay away from that right now.
We got, before we start rating twos, because we got a couple comments. Brett jumped on. What's up, fellas? How is it going, good sir? Woo. He says, what up, Pete? All caps, yeah. So he is yelling at you in tight.
I love
it. It is rare when the substitute is better than the original, but... I think the only thing he was missing was like the slightly like winky face thing.
Yeah, I love it.
And Savannah Porter, I think that's how you say that. Savannah?
A sauvage, if you will.
She says, I miss Pete, and then she's got the cryy face.
Yeah,
so I think we need to ditch one of the two bearded guys, just subbing a Pete.
God, you're no longer
just slide
five
Pete right
steps
in
away,
that
you're
hole.
5 minutes away.
Yeah, there you are.
It's on you.
You need to find a hole that Pete can fill. That's all we need to do.
Oh, there's so many jokes there. All right.
So, John, your rating on this lime beer?
I really like it. I think it's very refreshing, and I think I'm going to go with a 4. I will look for that again.
All right. So I'm going to go with 4.25 because I like it just a little more than a 4. When I leave, I'm going to search for that for this weekend. It's supposed to be hot all week.
Heard that.
I like it. It's crushable.
Yeah.
Be great on the golf course. It's got the green can, you know.
And Savage also says, and at the firehouse. I don't know if that's just an update on where she's at, or that's also a good place to enjoy that beer.
Yeah, okay.
As long as you're not on the clock, totally cool. Yeah.
Technically, if you're at the firehouse, you're probably on the clock.
Slam some beer, slide down the pole. That doesn't sound like a bad time.
No, I'm not arguing.
Wait, and that statement goes for the strip club, too.
Yeah. Who gets to work the hose?
It works either way.
That works either way, too. Who gets to work the hose? The fire hose or...
Yeah. Oh, man. We're on the first beer. Okay.
And we started with a light one.
We started with the baby. It's a 4.7.
I dared Pete to go ahead and just do whatever feels good. And he's like, well, the stout's got to go at the end like pussy.
You never know. Just throw a loop in there.
And Savage just did... So I'm not sure exactly if that's endorsing or what, but...
It was comparing the firemen to the strippers.
Or just
firewomen.
Or drinking beer and sliding on the pole. Maybe like, hell yeah. I'm going to take it as a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
If we all had that like multi-million-dollar house, there's a possibility we would all have at least a fire pole or a slide inside the house to get to
it would
the basement.
definitely double as a stripper pole, but...
Yeah,
that's just given.
Why add 2 poles when one can vices the other?
You got 3 stages.
Well, that'd be crossing swords. You don't want to have that.
Never cross streams. I've learned nothing from Ghostbusters, John.
That's a whole different... That's a different genre of movies.
That's fair.
Somewhere amidst that conversation, Savage said both. I don't know if it was the stripper pole and the slide, 2 stripper poles, drinking and polling.
We were very way too fast there.
Yeah.
Covered a lot of ground there for that just to be a comment that wasn't specified.
What would you rate this?
I'm going to go higher on it than what I personally feel because it is good. And if I was going to search for something like this for like this kind of weather, I would look for this. Personally, it's not my favorite thing, but this is great summer beer, great hot weather, whatever your activity it is. This thing deserves to be a 4, so that's what I'm going to give it.
Really, honestly, wherever...
If you're looking for like a party beer to have like a backyard thing, this shit would crush.
Wherever your local Budweiser rep sells beer at, ask them for this.
Yeah.
Two Beerded Guys officially recommended.
In Indianapolis, it is Zinc Distributing.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
And Terre Haute and other places.
Yes.
All right, we ready for this number 2?
Yeah, moving on. What is the deuce?
All right, so because Hooked on Phonics Pete is here. Sensei, I got it out.
You did it?
I did. It only
Just like
took
in the
me
movie theater,
17
Pete got it
times,
out.
right?
He practiced.
I had to practice. My goodness. The triple Indian Pale Ale. So it doesn't give us anything else.
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, this
that's
is
it.
going back to the Two Beerded Guys and our mantras. What's on the can needs to be in the can, so they are playing it very safe.
Apparently X's and a sun. That's what we've got. Or
And Sensei. So
Sensei.
some sort of
So
Japanese,
it might karate chop me when I open this.
sort of Japanese triple
Brewed-
IPA.
Yes.
know.
So
I remember
That's
buying
one
that, and I don't
beer.
buy like low ABV IPAs, so I imagine this had to be reasonably decent. I'm gonna see if I can.
well,
find
we can.
this.
You
Well,
guys
it
can
does
guess.
say 11.1%.
Oh, you already saw it. Oh,
Because the triple actually is more ABV than the quad IPA.
okay. I had to smell it right out of the can because it makes a big difference. It does. Right out of the can.
it
Yeah,
is,
thank you, man. It is.
Oh no!
It-
Wait! We should have gone with the.
That's clearly wrong.
Oh, you never know.
I mean, it's in the
I was
Canner
in
Danner for
Kokomo
a
this
reason.
weekend. And
He is filling in for in the Canner Danner, so I mean the math checks out. I feel like we might have asked.
You mentioned Kokomo. I mean, is there any particular reason why?
Well, I was up there for baseball, but I thought about going to a single mom's charity event while I was there at the Hugger.
I would say we're talking about the same thing, right? That is hilarious. I'm going to steal that.
She's. I have a feeling she might get a little chunky. Do you want it?
No, but
Are
we
talking charity
share
event?
on this one.
No, we're good. No giant
Oh,
hop
are
like
we
the.
talking about charity? Because she could be a little chunky.
You know what? There were no C-section scars, so it was fantastic.
We have gone all there on this show tonight.
Oh my goodness! All right, it smells exactly what it says it is.
11% IPA.
Yeah, it's all IPA all day here.
Okay, refresh me, John. The double usually is like the 8% or above, right?
Yeah.
Triple, has that got so much of a?
Probably 9.5 to 10.5.
Okay, I was kind of like the 10ish is kind of
Yeah.
maybe the invisible line on that one. But is the triple? Is that not the American barley one?
No, that's the quadruple.
Oh, that's the quad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that'll be coming up shortly later.
Yeah, actually, that's the next one, which is actually lower ABV than this one, but whatever.
Boo.
Barely.
This one seems, barely.
Yeah.
This one seems a little, not old, but not as intense on the nose as what it probably was fresh.
This is relatively fresh.
It doesn't say hazy, but it's
think-
all haze all day.
I'm almost 9% certain I bought this on the day that we went up to Hop Lore.
Oh, really?
And then it came shortly, obviously, after that into Vor.
I do like the can art. It stays with the theme.
I think this might just be a smooth, crushable 11% IPA, John.
That is dangerous as hell. If that is
That's pretty
this
good.
is what it tastes like all the time.
Yeah.
This is worthy of the DUI shelf right here.
not
If it goes down this
IPA
quick.
Matt can endorse this.
God, I'm going to have to play my inner Tyler, aren't I?
Oh, Russell almost jumped on. Where you been, buddy? He says, I'm
Somebody.
here, I'm here. Whew, about
We were
time.
worried.
We were starting to, like, John and I were, like, texting, like, we're going to send out a search party, make sure they didn't get another snow up there.
Probably did.
Probably
Another
did.
14 foot.
You know what I love about this? Usually with those high ABV IPAs, it leaves that the aftertaste that lingers, and that doesn't do that. It is it's lighter on the back end.
Yeah, you're not getting that lingering bitterness. This particular one, and I don't know what hops they use. Kind of citrusy in there, some orangey.
Yeah, this was delivered February 23rd, so this is,
it is
relatively fresh.
Nice. I mean, with being a triple, it's going to have that more malty body, and you're getting that sweetness, that pillowy mouthfeel from that. My disappointment in it is it just as delicious as it is, it just nothing stands out.
No, it doesn't. But for as easy drinking as it is, it's 11%.
Yeah.
So when I think of that, the problem with it is pretty crushable.
Yeah.
Right? It's you can power through this.
No,
really
if you didn't
easily.
know what this was, and you're
in
like,
trouble.
I'll have another. I will have another, and then you're stumbling.
Yeah, you're drinking out of the 16-ounce can.
I mean, depending on
You're
your
at the
goal, that might
barbecue
not be a
and
bad
you feed
thing.
yourself, and you don't know how it happened because all of a sudden you're
And you made out with your step cousin, and
your step cousin. But there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
it's a step cousin.
it's a step cousin.
Legally speaking, at least.
Legally.
Social courtesies might say otherwise, but
No, because you just identify as a non-family member, so it's okay. Does that work?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm staying away from that.
I
don't know
identified
how
as
that
a
works.
mom yesterday and got flowers. So
You need charity?
I'm gonna go ahead and reel this back in. On this beer, what do you think about the mouthfeel on this one, John? Just in case the Davises happen to be watching and not
pillowy.
tripping off.
Yeah, typical pillowy Imperial IPA mouthfeel, which provides that sweetness to it, and yeah, soft.
Now, I will say, point of this was there wasn't much on the can, and I did find this in my order history. This is saying that it was pithy grapefruit and luscious blood orange.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot
Nuances of
that orange.
lip-smacking lime and dank papaya come through on the finish. I'm like, really not good. Now, that's Tavor's description, whether that's, sanctioned from the brewery or just these guys blowing smoke up or what, but... I'm not getting any of that, but I wonder, was maybe the goal of this to make a smooth IPA, or do you think it was supposed to be more fruit-forward or more flavorful?
Well,
and
I don't think
maybe it's just not there.
I don't think it's got fruit adjuncts. I just think the hops they use provides those flavors.
Right.
So
Maybe I should have said that.
I don't get blood orange at all.
I get orange.
I get orange, but not blood orange because
I
blood
get like
orange,
an orange zest.
The blood orange has a completely different taste to me than anything else that has the orange. They fall in a different category for me. I love blood orange IPAs, and they do have the bite on the back end normally.
Yeah.
So
Like being bit on the back end?
yeah, yes. You told us to calm down. And you come firing in. All right,
I mean, when you tee it up like that, I can't not swing.
all right.
It is good.
I did get my chunks. It is chunky.
I think it's orange forward with a hint of grapefruit and lime, and I mean papaya. I don't even know if I'm eating a papaya, so
Well, again,
I'm
I
not
don't.
qualified to say.
I kind of wonder when I read that stuff on Tavor, like how much of that is them just describing something and what they think, or if that's actually like from the brewery, perhaps. I think that'd be an interesting
I think
thing
a little bit of both.
maybe find out it somewhere. But regardless, I wonder if their goal was to make a more hop-fruited flavored beer and it didn't happen, or if their goal was maybe to make a smooth, crushable 11. If that's the case, they nailed this and slammed it out of the park.
Well, the great thing is they gave you no information on the can.
So you didn't get
have
false
no idea.
expectations or hopes, yeah.
You just came firing in. You're like, ooh, I can smash this.
Yeah. Which, we can't ding him for on the can, not in the can stuff.
Oh, that's true. How many times have we been disappointed by
Many.
a book on the outside? And
A
you're like,
great sounding can.
It was nothing.
Yeah,
That's a great looking can. Oh.
If I had a
You're
nickel,
not allowed to touch it. How many times have I said that? All right.
if I had a nickel, huh, Pete?
Well, it would be Steve's turn. Right?
But
I will.
quick update. It sounds like family issue was a little bit of an accident. Maybe she got in, so we may not see Steve at all tonight.
All right. Well,
I guess that means more bourbon and beer for us. That's sorry to hear that, but we will take lemons and add vodka and say fuck it. So
yeah. You know what? Let's have fun.
exactly.
Well,
fun in his honor.
So let's. I'm gonna go ahead and go first.
Yep, go ahead.
So it was crushable. I am always disappointed when I get the chunks at the bottom of the can. I know that's part of the unfiltered process, blah, blah, blah. But I don't like that. I am going to give it a 3.5.
Okay. Well, I was going to let Matt go next. But since he's doing his dish bitch duties, I've been back and forth a little bit. And I struggle because I actually really do enjoy this. I love the flavors in it. I don't necessarily think it's anything that stands out from a lot of other things. So but also as I continue to drink it, I think my score continued to go up. So I'm going to go 3.75.
Okay. And man, you kind of mattered tonight. So.
I know. Woo! It happens every once in a while. It's like birthday sex. Every now and again, it just rolls around. So tonight's my night.
I don't know what that is.
It's not been his night for 18 years.
I don't know what that is. I'm apparently still 0.
So throughout the B of ABC, okay.
No, I didn't really catch you guys' scores, so I'm not gonna obviously do the average like John and Tyler always claim I do. But I might be a little higher than I think. I'm gonna go on with. I'm gonna go 4.25 on that one because I really enjoyed that. It's a smooth, drinkable 11+%. It's not robust with flavor, but it's decently sweet. It's got a good drinkability. I would have gone higher if it did have more like that fruit flavor to it. Like if it had more of those hop fruits coming out, I really would have loved that thing.
And you're not an IPA guy, right?
I am not an IPA guy, but
you rated it higher than both of us.
I have found that like the triples and stuff, like where you start getting that higher ABV, like this prime example here, it's usually sweeter, cuts out all that IPA bitterness because if it's there, it's either overwhelmed or just not present. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm like, ooh, well, these are good. I can kind of get it's like a stout light. Like, ooh, like I can still get the booze that I like. It's a different flavor than stouts, but in the summer months or warmer months, this is a lot more drinkable than like a Old Rasputin 10%, which is delicious. I love those, but not as easy to drink right after you walk off a mower or you're at the beach in bikinis. This is more in that kind of vein.
When you're doing the bikini contest.
And a couple of catch-ups. Carrie Davis says, I'm missing bourbon beers. Wah! It's actually bourbon and beers. We haven't gotten to the bourbon yet, Carrie, but...
Is that with a KBS?
Bourbon beers might be later. And Russell gave us an update. He says, went on a hike, got chased by a cougar. Unfortunately, it was the furry kind, and had to take an alternate route home. He says, but not even a half-starved cougar will keep me from the TBG. We appreciate you, Russell.
The cougar. I'm sorry it wasn't the more female persuasion.
It still could have been a female persuasion.
Yes,
you mean bipedial female persuasion.
There we go. And how's my love? Hopefully she's doing all right.
Clearly wrong.
There you are.
All right. Roll on to the next
let's
one.
move on to the
And Pete.
All right. So we have Anchorage Brewing Company. We have the Most. Most is Most. All right. It is a quadruple Indian Pale Ale. So and you said it 3 times. It's less ABV. It was 11.1 to 11.
Yeah,
that is
that's negligible. But
I mean, we're talking about March and Ayers. If it's 450 north,
I know.
That's not even in their margarine and air. I had to get my one dig tonight.
You did.
Every time. Hopefully, one day they'll just come to you and throw a bunch of money and go, never invite Pete back. And you go, yes. We won't invite him back.
I'll turn that money down. We need our Pete.
You're so full of shit.
We have integrity somewhat.
No. I would go, hey, Pete, they're giving me this much to never have you again. So
how much you gonna give us to keep going on?
Guess what? When the money runs out, when the money runs out, call me and I'll come back.
Yeah, right. I guess that's fair.
All right. So when I opened this, it was very uneventful.
It also might be a little old.
That one maybe not the freshest, but Anchorage is a solid brewery that we do have a pretty decent following of.
It's
and even on some
away.
of their... What?
It's kind of far away.
Just a smidge.
It is, but they do have Anchorage brews on the shelf.
Oh, do they?
They do. I don't think it's some of their hype stuff that you find on Tavour, but
we have had some of their older stuff still that's held up reasonably well considering. So
yeah.
I'm almost a little curious to try some of the stuff older than fresher sometimes, just to see how well it do.
Yeah.
How will it do?
Kind of like, like River North and some of these other guys. Because we had, what was the other...
I can't miss this.
Well, again, it's the other A one. Why is
Adroit.
it Adroit, yeah. Like, we had some from them not too long ago that was a fairly older IPA that held up pretty good.
It did, actually.
Now, I will say this can art is exactly what you would think from...
Tron.
Well, Tron, but it's simple. It has a mountain range. It's what you would think of.
Which is
it
funny,
is
it's
not their normal style.
a stark contrast to the
Okay.
typical wicked, like, affliction, tattoo, awesomeness can art that they have on almost everything else.
Them and Adroit have my favorite.
Yeah, they're pretty top tier when it comes to can arts,
All right.
those two.
I want to make sure that there was no added fun to this.
I don't think so. Just
Yep, it's another
Good fun.
simple one. Thank goodness we've got a bunch of cans that don't require me to read and sound like I'm handicapped. Like
If that's
normal.
old, that's still pretty good. God damn.
this is Matt's style of IPA.
It's-
That's what it is.
But, I mean, there's actually... I know this isn't fresh.
So here's what we need to do: is just buy a bunch of IPAs and stick them under the house for a year or two.
They got to
It'll
be
be
triples
all
or
Matt
quads,
style.
though. Triple or quad.
Yeah, that's the
IPAs.
thing. Like, well, no, because if the flavor has dropped out, there's still a decent amount of flavor in this. Because I know this isn't fresh. Like, this is held up well.
So it has more bite than the last one we had, right?
I'm getting tropical fruit, like pineapple.
It is, but it drinks really smooth. It's not as hazy as the last one.
I'm not getting hop burn with that feeling in the back of your throat, that burning when there's just overly hopped IPAs. I'm not getting that in either one of these, but I'm a little bit more in this than I did the previous.
It's on the front end of the tongue, not in the back of the throat.
This would give me. I mean, too much of this.
Everybody gets one, Pete. You just took your one.
Yes. I can feel you there. Oh, man, listen, it's been a while
Hand check?
since I've been around a bunch of D-bags, and I forgot that you have to watch everything that you say.
I thought you never lost that. You were like the D-baggiest of the D-bags with us.
Well,
like,
just because you're a D-bag doesn't mean you always hang out with them. All right, I am
He
the
used to
biggest
be in
D-bag of the
prime.
D-bags.
we need to
D-bag, yeah.
upgrade your D-baggery and hangoutery then. All right, so this one came from October of last year when we had this delivered.
To 2021.
Yes.
So older, not.
But still not crazy.
Not
For an
crazy.
IPA though, that's
IPA. You normally 4 months max is what.
That's
you
me.
want to
So
drink it
we have pushed well past the recommended IPA ingestion period.
Yep.
And I feel like this has held up pretty well with that in mind. Objectively speaking.
Falling out a
we
little bit,
probably-
but it's good.
But for as old as
we
it
lost
is.
some of that bitterness at the end that's probably there when it's fresh. Luckily, I don't have to go first.
We're gonna make. Matt hasn't gone first yet.
No,
has he?
Matt.
Well, normally we go in the traditional Ducci passing to the left. That's normally how the show operates.
So
or,
you are the,
or some would
the
even say
douche.
card games. Games of chance, if you will. I think this is actually pretty good. The two of them back to back, I know it's hard to... We try not to compare, but there was some things that you both mentioned. Like, all right, the last one was a little smoother. This one does have a little bit of that... I don't know... Not hot burn, but I don't know how you describe it. John was...
I'm getting heartburn from this afterwards.
Yeah.
I think drinking a whole can definitely would kind of leave you a little hurting and reaching for some Tums. I think it's pretty good, though. Especially if we had this fresher, think it would be a bit better. I'm going to go 4 on this because I would like to try it again, actually.
Okay.
Really?
And maybe get it fresher. Like, I would try this. I would get this again, and I would like to try it quicker.
Well, it is still this beer, this can.
Right.
And although I'm with you, like I would want to try this again.
What I'm having right now, I would drink this again. I would be happy to have this again. And if it was better, then I'd be even more excited.
But I think with this particular, I'm going to call it a 3.
Okay.
I'm not going to argue. I'm going to go 3.25. That should make it a 3.5 or a 3.25.
Actually, that does make it. You gave it a 4, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it makes it a 3.5.
There we are.
But that splits the difference, doesn't it?
Which I bet fresh. This is pushing that 4 and 4 1/4 probably.
Which
But-
I want to throw out the anomaly again that the guy that doesn't like the IPAs rated them
just-
ahead of us both times.
Because they're his.
But which
true.
means it's a very drinkable IPA.
Yes.
So
Yes.
like, we got to throw that out there just because I think John and I might be a little more stringent on it because we're expecting certain things. Matt's back there going, yeah,
Enjoy the hell
you
out
know
of
what,
it.
I can drink this.
Well, it's
I don't-
also
I
a little
don't
bit of
dislike
depending
it.
on the IPA style. Both these two were not like West Coasties, so I've
I'm not a big-
learned through these last 2 years on what it's supposed to be, and I try to reel in my own personal taste on some of this a bit and be a little bit more objective when it comes to IPAs. But at some point, I'm like, oh, this shit's too dank. I'm drinking pot, like can't do it. I mean, if I knew what pot tastes like, allegedly. But like the West or the East Coast ones are ones that do appeal to me more, and then the higher ABVs and that sweetness and killing out the hops does appeal to me even more. So yeah, you're not wrong, but I've learned to try to be better on the Westies, but I can only go so far.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the Westies either.
Yeah,
so
I can only
you're
bend till I can only bend so far, and then I break, and we don't want to break.
And if you've never drank, 420 makes a pot beer, and don't drink it and drive because it smells like you've just smoked like a giant bowl.
Anytime anybody
comes-
gets that at the bar,
I mean, it is.
you think somebody lit up.
I mean, it comes. I had one time. My wife's like, "Oh my God, what were you smoking?" And I'm like, "I wasn't smoking anything. I had a beer." She's like, "Bullshit." Like I was
It's
fully
just weed
trying to protect
infused.
myself, and I'm like, "No, I drink way too much, but I didn't smoke anything." I
Alright,
promise.
So, we're almost the midway here for the hour and a half point, but this would be a good time for beer-wise to stop. I do notice we have some other alcoholic adventures and
do.
endeavors
I
over
say
there.
we do.
Maybe we have at least one of those, meow.
So let's do the Jefferson's Ocean.
Get a good phase out on that.
I was pointing at the pickle jar, and his eyes started to twitch when I was doing that. So I was thinking that it's a no, and then he went and said, "Oh, let's do Jefferson."
Now, you do know the rules of the land when you open a new bottle, though, Pete, right?
So
Right,
also
no.
Matt,
I mean, you always got to 3 taps on the bottom, knock out the bad spirits before you take the cork out.
Oh,
As well versed as you are, I would hope that you know this. Otherwise, you've been drinking bad spirits the whole time.
oh, I enjoy bad spirits. What do you think my soul's made of? Is bad spirits.
Oh, Russell spoke up. It says, it's okay, guys. Not even West Coasters actually like West Coast IPAs. That's why they stole Hazy.
yeah, they did.
All right, so tap it on the bottom 3 times.
Yeah. Just gotta knock out the bad spirits. Now you can...
But
now
if I hit it a 4th time, does good spirits come out?
I mean, a minimum of 3. Anything above that's just, your own
just
preference.
playing around.
Do we need a rinse?
I don't know. I thought we were going to probably get some, some little things to pour this in. Those little
gotta-
shooters, where'd those go?
Here. We're getting some glasses back.
Yeah, you had those little shooters. What happened to them?
I don't know. We probably used them.
Yeah, goddamn, John, you have one job.
Here.
Have things at your house.
Half things in the house.
Ah,
There we
perfect.
go.
Look at that. More dishes for me. Yay.
So, Matt, do you want to tell what Jefferson's Ocean is?
A bourbon.
Okay, so
What's different about it?
I mean, Pete's got the bottle, and you're the guy that bought it.
So the gimmick behind it is that they stick the barrels in a container and they put it on a ship that goes across the ocean, and in that process, the bourbon is sloshing around,
So
right?
It's more aggravated going in and out of, or penetrating the wood, one might say.
And yes, and it's supposed to speed up the aging process.
Variety
in
of
that.
temperatures that they might sell through.
Meanwhile, getting that kiss of ocean sea salt bleeding through the crevasses of said barrel.
It is. So what I found
Allegedly.
is Jefferson's really the only guy that does this. I don't know why. So it could be gimmicky. It could not.
It's neat though.
Let's
Isn't it-
drink. And
I was
find
telling
out.
John at the liquor store, because of the fact that depending on the voyage and what the temperatures are, what the weather's like, how rocky it is, how long that they're out, that these vary quite a bit from voyage to voyage.
They do.
And
It is interesting.
there's been some that I've
It
had
does make
where
a difference then.
there was I remember one of the earliest ones I tried this, I drank it and it was almost like salt water was poured in bourbon. It was so salty. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I've never found the same salt level effect on other ones, but I have had different flavor profiles from almost everyone that came from different voyages, because I never had the same voyage, usually twice, just buying it or trying from people.
Now this is voyage number 23, which evidently, reading the captain's log, was a very mild voyage.
I really feel like you have to say that like Jean-Luc if you're going to say Captain's Log. Try it again. Try it once more.
I'm not going. I'll pass.
What I do like
Captain's
is
Log.
in the Jefferson collection, they do have a Jefferson very old, and that's what it is on the bottle. That's what it says. It doesn't say a year; it just says very old.
And it is all caramel.
How old is it? Old enough.
Don't worry about it. If you like it, just drink it.
If you have to ask, it's too old.
What's the price, sir? It's too expensive for you then.
Now this is on the nose. I get the caramel, but it also does smell rather salty on the nose. Hopefully this is a more salt one. Russell also says he's got a bounce, guys. Liz sends her love. She is out chasing down the cougar.
Oh.
He didn't clarify if it was the furry or not the furry cougar. Which actually a furry
Nowadays,
cougar. A furry
it
cougar
could
could
go
be
either
like
way.
Option 3, like just walk around 2 legs, but just
Bipedal furry cougar.
just draped in a raccoon costume or something.
Or from the 70s.
Or from the 70s. That also works. But
This is
what you
very
should
smooth.
do.
It is very. Go ahead.
I was going to say, since Russell Owens is leaving, John, this would be a great time to talk about Turf's Up, our top right corner
Yeah,
sponsor.
you're right. Your industry, your station.
Our drunken shenanigans.
And basically, yes, we love Turf's Up Radio because they are the host of our Two Beerded Guys drunken movie reviews. And we just wrapped up Tarantino month. Hopefully that the last one got posted. And now we are in animation month. And I tell you what, I thought we were going for like classic animation, but tonight we're doing Rockadoodle.
Next week's not classic either, John. That was your pick.
But next week is much, much better.
That seems like he's a little partial here.
I'm thinking so.
Rockadoodle is something else. It's not bad, but
Russell's also... I think it's going to be a fun conversation, though. Russell also clarifies that depending, regardless, whichever type of cougar that Liz is chasing down, she's probably going to go diving into a bush, so...
hey, lube your lopper.
Oh my
Into
god.
that bush.
John, 2 points. Nope, 3. I very rarely give out 3. That was perfect, sir. That was,
All right.
that was a callback to his own joke, and it's a...
Yes.
Oh, man, that was just...
Well, I used my lopper yesterday, and I had to lube it up. So
It's fresh on your mind? The
Fresh
Lopper
in my
lube?
mind. Yeah.
Pete, what do you think of this bourbon?
It's smooth. I mean, it's a 45, so it should be smooth, right? It shouldn't be hot. It is caramely. You can drink it without a rock, which is nice. It does.
You know, like crack?
Yes.
You really like to party, Pete.
I do. Like as my social economic steps
Status
have
has
gone
climbed
up,
a little?
you go to the nose candy. It's what's next, right?
It's just expected.
It's just expected. I live in debt and I have nose candy problem. There it is.
I
you
heard
get the
the
PTO, and then you get nose candy.
So
I think that's an 8-ball, not a rock. I think we're talking about different drugs here.
yeah.
Fair.
I think a rock is when you're descaling the social climate.
Well, that comes after you hit the nose candy too much. Then you start to hit the rock because you can't afford it.
Hit the bottom and go right for the rock.
But anyways, Jefferson. So on this, it is very drinkable, right?
It is.
It's smooth. You do get caramel on the nose, not so much on the palate. It is warm on the back end, but not spicy.
It's not like the Kentucky hug. It doesn't burn all the way down your esophageal
doesn't.
tract. It's a warming in the back of your
There's nothing
mouth.
offensive about this.
No, it does exactly what it does. It is a middle to general public, higher end bourbon.
I would agree with that.
At that 45 to 90 proof, you
45%, 90 proof.
yes.
45 to 90 proof.
Some
That's a
people
range.
don't know. It's 45%. Percent alcohol is always doubled.
Yes.
Blah blah blah. But anyways, and if you don't know that,
Now you know.
that 95 to 98 range with the finger. Hey, magic hands.
I don't know, is
what
that like your dexterity is 45 to 90? Is that what this is?
Yeah. No. 95 to 98 is where the hot range is. So once you get over that 98, they start to get hotter.
I agree. That's why I'm happy in the 90s. When I start hitting the hundreds or above, it's not so much my personal preference.
And you don't see like a 99. It's 95, 98, or like 105. There's like no hundreds.
Not a whole lot tickling right around that 100 point. Yeah.
And by industry, they figured out everybody has like a backroom agreement. Okay, here is where we're going to fall. And then if you're going to be above 110, then do whatever the fuck you want. It's 111.7. You know, they do stupid
131 and 2.4.
Well, that's called paint thinner. That's no longer called good bourbon. But this is very smooth. I like it. It's going to meet the masses. Everybody's going to be happy with it.
Yeah.
I think it does, like, aside from, like, or pairing with maybe, or from the ocean, like, I do think on the back end of the finish, I do get a little, like, a salty after flavor, which I would like to attribute, or maybe just in my head. I don't know. But it's kind of like that sweet, salty finish.
So if you're in France and you order bourbon, for every shot of bourbon you get, they bring out a piece of chocolate. And a piece of chocolate would go great with this.
That would go great with that.
We
would go great with that.
We were in France, and I was.
Thought we had those bourbon chocolates somewhere, John.
See, now that's a double bourbon. You don't want to use.
Them.
I ate them.
Those don't last long.
No, but we were in France, and I was dying. I was tired of drinking French beer. It was horrible. It's horrible beer. And so we went to an Irish pub, and I said, "What kind of bourbon do you have?" And they were like, "Jack Daniels." And I'm like, "Keep going."
Because you don't go to an Irish place for bourbon. They have Irish whiskey.
I'm in France. I'm looking
so
for...
it's even more complicated.
Yes. So they were like, "We have 4 roses." And I said, "I'll take the bottle."
I'm in France going to an Irish establishment and looking for an American product. Can you help me?
Yes. I was dying. It was horrible. But I'm sitting there and I go, "Can I have the bottle of 4 roses?" And they say yes. And so they bring it out to us. I'm sitting there with 5 German guys in France. It's a weird story.
And you didn't even say, like...
Yes.
You're literally trying to cover every continent in this evening.
I got it all.
Well, we got 2 continents, Matt.
Yes.
There's 7 total.
Yes.
You know, country. How about that?
And 6 livable. But...
Anyways, don't make fun of Africa that way.
The best part is they bring out this bottle of bourbon wrapped in chocolate. Just chocolate pieces.
Like a volcano?
I mean, it just wrapped around. So we pull the bottle out and we're pouring shots, and women are walking by on the boardwalk, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Come sit with us." So all of a sudden, we've got like 20 French women sitting there drinking American bourbon, eating chocolate, and I'm like... "Another bottle, please. Let's keep going. This is fun." So, you know, if you want to have fun in France, don't buy bullshit liquor. Buy American bourbon with the chocolate and have fun.
It's a great moral of the story there, Pete. On that story, I think it's probably about time for us to saunter off into a break.
Before we do, have you had... I've never had Jefferson's Ocean. How does this compare? Have you had it before?
Yes, I have.
How does this compare to others?
So it is a lot smoother.
Yeah, I've had some that were actually really aggressively flavored. This is a nice, like, smooth, tamer one. I think to some of the others that I had that were a little more robust, you may say.
And I think, like you said, John, read the little tag that is on the bottle, because it says it was a light voyage.
Yeah.
And the lighter voyage is going to be less aggressive than some of the others that are going to pull in. And I think it's how they package it.
Where that barrel just penetrates that.
Right. I mean, and it depends on how it is on the ship, too.
I believe it's wood penetration is what you're looking for there, John.
Oh, you're correct.
Because you've seen these container ships, if it's on a rough voyage and there's a lot of waves or something, you can't say those steel containers are sealed and whatnot. And there could be some of that salt air, and you get the saltier version of it, which adds a whole nother nuance to it. It's going to be fantastic.
I really enjoy that.
Yeah,
that's a really good. I enjoy that one a lot too. Thank you for sharing, John.
Yeah.
So that puts a pin in the first half of Two Beerded Guys episode today. Bourbon Glazed Pete.
Bourbon Glazed Pete. I like that.
Where'd the glaze come from?
He's not sure if he does,
Ribs.
but
Yeah, well, never done that before.
Really?
well, while Pete contemplates the title of this episode, we're going to take a little siesta, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Yes.
All right.
I'm on Hubby and Q.
Ugly Pete.
Off screen, Matt. We'll see you guys in a few. BRB. There it is.
Hey.
country beards and Lawson hats. Two bearded guys. Oh yes they are 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 two bearded guys. Two bearded guys.
Also, John, your 3-pointer that you earned right before the break, Russell had a comment. I didn't get a catch until after he came back. It says, that was glorious. Cheers, brothers.
Cheers.
To your lube and your lopper about Liz jumping in a bush. You gotta come prepared. I mean, you gotta be ready for the brush.
Gotta be ready.
You know, when you're
I love them.
knee deep in the thick. You gotta have the proper tools. Welcome back to Two Beerded Guys,
Wow.
hour. It's not even hour 2. Well, yeah, technically it is hour 2. It is
Part two.
8:07 now. We have got on camera
Ugly Pete.
and
He's pointing at me. That's Mudhog B&Q.
that is you. I got to point at myself by 2 thumbs since no one else is gonna do it. I'm off screen, Matt. Hey,
And you can't see him.
yeah, you can. And
Lucky fucking bastards.
yeah, I mean, Pete's been eyeballing me the whole episode. Like,
It's been 6
I
eyes
do
the
not
whole
like
time.
that seat at all.
I don't know. It's funny. Like Tyler just stares at me. He's like, I'm good for him to like bounce off of instead of staring at the camera. Pete is just like looking into my soul through my window peepers
I
here.
am.
And John is doing anything he could not to look at me when he
Yeah,
was in that seat
so
the one
fucking
time.
I'm that guy in that presentation that picks on you in the crowd and you're like, I'm paying attention. Quit looking at me. I promise.
Yeah, it
taking
doesn't
notes.
bug me. I'm used to Tyler giving me the 6-way eyeball, so you know, like, Pete's not freaking me out. But John avoiding me so hard was like, what the fuck am I doing wrong back
I
here?
can't do it.
Like, I'm not that bad looking. Jesus, man.
Ugh.
I'm at least a 6, you know? Like, come on, man.
I'm at least a 6.
You know what? You know what? I'll give you an extra half point bump. You're 6.5, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's why you can't look me in the eye, huh?
He works. He does stuff around the house. He's a good handyman.
Does that mean 2 things, John?
Ah,
Is that why you appreciates me?
appreciate it. Oh
Next
my
beer!
God. All right,
Pete, let's
to
go.
Copper Kettle Brewing Company in Denver. Well, the can art is fantastic on this. The
classy.
label with the art's on the can.
And then there's
You know,
art
it's
on top of the
anodized,
art.
and there's art on top of the art. Oh,
Listen, they have a theme, and it's copper.
it is copper.
Yeah,
they
and-
win.
Anything that like that copper finish also instantly looks cool. So
This is the 2022 release number 4, Vanilla Snowed In Oatmeal Stout, aged in bourbon barrels with
Warm and fuzzies.
Athenian vanilla.
And that's why I was like, there's enough good things going on here that a place that does really good or sometimes meh, like if they can do this half decent, this is going to be pretty good.
It's bourbon and vanilla.
Drink your morning oats.
Ooh,
Perfect for
I think the table just tilted and John's hands are up.
perfect for. I like this. Perfect for cellaring. So
Oh.
if you're gonna put it, you know, it's like a fine wine, and it's not bottled, so it'll last a little bit longer.
Debatable, but theoretically. We've seen some cans like, oh, there's stuff leaking.
So let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go with. What do you think the alcohol?
I'll go 11.4.
Before, no, we play this game after we start taking drinks. Let's be
Oh.
all right.
Okay.
I appreciate where you're going with this, though.
All right.
It's gonna be a 1v1 here. This is gonna be a
But
header.
no, hey, let's do it. Let's do it different today because Tyler's not here. Give your pre and then post.
Oh
drink.
shit!
Yeah.
It's
See.
11.4.
11 point. Did you read the
No,
can,
I
John?
don't
You
No.
were saying with such a level of certainty, a whop about you, if you will.
I'll cover it up.
All right, so it's a barrel-aged vanilla oatmeal stout. Oatmeal, John, you're swinging a little high for the fences, I think, buddy. I'm gonna price this right this a little bit. I'm gonna go 9.8.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing price is right about that.
So
Yeah, it's close enough going over. That's the house rules, man.
And let me say,
It was 11-1. You're over, buddy.
There's something special about this can. It's 1 pint. It's not 16 ounces.
No, that's and 16 ounces is a pint, so this is a
Oh.
19.
Yeah, it's 19. Yeah. I mean, it's. Oh, what's this?
16 ounces a pint.
That's a pint.
What is this?
16.
So it says
19.1. Or it's just a tall can. It's not as
hold
not as
on.
girthy.
Or is it 1 pint?
Oh, wait.
1 pint plus. More like a spaghetti noodle,
Hold
tall and
on.
thin. Don't let John see that ABV.
It's not on there. Shut up. Well, I do feel like a super dick now, but
Not a dick. You didn't do anything dickish.
Just a D-bag, maybe. I mean, now he's starting to fit back
well,
in.
fuck it. Let me.
Maybe a dumbass. I don't know.
Fuck are you?
That is a taller buddy. And
See, that's being a dick, buddy.
No, it's the same girth.
Hey, buddy.
Maybe I missed it.
I think it's a 19-1.
Yeah, it's a
That's what you get.
19-1.
That's known as the concert can.
You know, a 6 and a 9, they do look pretty similar. Yes.
I am dyslexic, so no. It says 1 pint though.
I had your
no,
back. 1
it
pint
says
plus.
1 pint, 3.2 ounces.
Oh, 19.2?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, dickaroo. So I was right and you were right.
Is that-
I just forgot the ounces.
Is a dickaroo like a dunkaroo? Is there like
Oh,
icing
shit,
involved
little
or what?
kangaroo? Yeah.
Wait for Pete's answer.
All right, so I want you guys, before I put the can art up there, because he'll be able to see the
okay.
ABV, I want you guys just take a...
It's actually got a really nice nose to it.
It does.
It almost smells a little like cookie-ish, like a little chocolate cookie on the nose from the bourbon, I guess. Or maybe I'm just... No, the oatmeal.
So what
It's
did
the
you say
oatmeal stout.
before?
Said 11.4.
Okay. And you said 9,
8.
9, 8,
Go 12.1.
12, 1.
Yeah, get your finger out of your ass.
What are you going to say it is?
I'm going to stick with my 9.8.
All right. It is 12.9.
Really?
You're like, uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh. I'm going to tell you, I
I'm
have...
going to stick my finger right back in that ass.
You know, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit it. I was wrong.
So I will let you know this. I will officially put this on the DUI shelf because it is very drinkable at 12.9 though.
It's drinkable, but I mean,
It's not boozy.
my ABV gets went higher.
So, but it's not boozy to me.
This isn't boozy, especially for a barrel age. Like, if you didn't tell me this was a barrel aged stout.
Like, the problem is it had a
I'm
lot
guessing
going on.
12%, so.
It is.
All right, John,
it's
we're very
spicy
proud
on
of
the
you.
back end, but it's not.
No, like DUI shelves normally like, oh, it drinks like an 8, but it's a 12. No, this to
Valid
me, this
point.
drinks a.
No, I think it's kind of like if it drinks like an 8, but it's a 10.
Maybe
I think it's kind
my
of the
DUI
threshold.
shelf.
No
Rating.
bullshit. Because at 22%, I said drank like a 14, but that didn't qualify for a DUI shelf.
Valid point. Okay.
Well, because 14 is still way strong. And you know it was smooth drinking, but you knew it was boozy. It was the knowledge of the booze factor.
Okay.
I think is the differentiator on the DUI shelf. It's got to be at least over 10 to qualify, like on the can or in the can.
It doesn't drink like it's below 10. So I will say
Okay.
I was wrong, but
And that's
it
what with
does
9.8,
drink
I was
a
like,
lot
I'm-
lighter than I.
Listen,
The can said a lot of things.
I have one critique.
Yeah.
So the flavors are wonderful. It's got a great roast to it. The body's supportive of it. However, for an oatmeal stout,
Yep.
I expect a little bit more creaminess.
So
in my
you
mouth,
take the oatmeal off the stinking can, and
Yeah.
it changes because
Yeah.
Honestly, I was thinking on the brighter side though. For an oatmeal, this is a pretty thick body.
tasting.
Well, I'm
notes.
just not getting the creaminess. Now the body supports it. I'm not saying it's a thin body.
Yeah, so I mean we got to pick our battles. If it's a barrel aged oatmeal, this is a thick oatmeal body, but it's a not as
But
creamy
it's not the
oatmeal
oatmeal
stout.
body. Right.
So it's kind of trading one for the other because it was barrel aged. I mean that's what do you think? Would you say that's what happened since you're more on the
No.
the working end of having done that? Or
Listen, we don't compare normally, but in this particular case, Revolution's Death Star is an oatmeal stout.
it is. I
Yes.
keep forgetting that. God, damn.
Yes.
That's just amazing.
Thank you. As if I make that. But no, this is beautiful roast. It is great flavor to it. But it's just, as an oatmeal stout, it's missing the creaminess. Oatmeal, you add oats to add mouthfeel, a creamy mouthfeel. That's why you add oats.
I thought your critique was gonna be you wanted more
So-
vanilla.
No, I think it's, the roasty is more than the vanilla, but it's fine.
Right, because I was going to say, I think the vanilla is more like a flavor smoother balancer than
Yeah,
it's kind of like
it's not-
the
it's not
vanilla in
prominent.
Drecker. Like it's not so much a prominent flavor as a balancing edge.
All right, so let's I left a little something off the can.
Lay it on me, knife hand.
So, tasting notes, and it's signed by the brewer and founder. So it's got his little
seal of approval.
Yeah. So we created a snowed in for a relaxing morning when you work. When you work is optimal and the snow keeps falling. Brewing with Tahitian vanilla bean. This oatmeal stout pairs well with all the sweet pastries of your heart could desire. Enjoy hints of bourbon and vanilla. Transports you to the tropics. Now, one thing they have on the can I've never seen before. They have a pairing with listing.
Coffee cake.
Coconut rice pudding. Which, if you've ever had coconut rice pudding.
That's very specific.
Pineapple upside down cake. Mango pie. And baked papaya. So,
I think some of those fruit flavors would really kind of compete with this personally.
So, but what I really like...
a coffee cake with this would be perfect.
Coffee cake would go, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, the brewer says, hey, this is what I like it with. But you know what would be awesome is to retry this with one of those desserts and try it and you go, well, shit, it was spot on. Like,
well, it's kind of like a Droid theory. They would do a lot of food pairings on their can, but it was like that super gourmet shit. Like, I'm never going to ever be able to cook or afford to have this prepared for me. So it's cute you put that on the can. I appreciate you.
But you can get mango. You can get mango pie, right?
Where do I get mango pie in Indiana,
dude?
Unless I go to the
any kind of pie. A pie is a pie.
Not a mango pie.
You can't get pineapple upside down cake.
Maybe I don't know. Pineapple upside down cake. I can acquire that in the great state of Indiana.
Yes, you can.
That I can find.
And you can get.
You got pineapple upside down cake from Hopper upstairs. Let's go ahead and grab some of that.
Grab that. Drink this.
And rice pudding you can get.
Rice pudding probably. I don't know.
Well, not the coconut. Whatever.
You just add some coconut in there.
Gross. Never.
Anyways, I just wanted to say I do like that.
I do appreciate when people put that forethought into it. That is a nice touch.
You know, like, hey, this is how we like it. That's probably how they serve it in their
Are they Montel Jordan that shit? This is how we do it.
Yeah.
This
like,
is
hey.
how we do it.
And it's a bitchin' can, so you gotta,
They
do get props on cover. I gotta be honest, John. The more I'm drinking this,
it's not fancy. It's bitchin'. There's a big difference. There's fancy.
I think it's classy.
It's classy bitchin'.
It does have a great Gatsby kind of look.
It does.
It does.
I wouldn't go quite that far.
Oh no,
it's not Art Deco.
The copper on top of copper, like it's a double copper.
Copper topper.
Copper
So
topper.
is that creamy mouthfeel suffering because it's cold?
That may also have impacted it. I think it's not as thin.
I don't think it's that.
Oatmeal stouts aren't ever like. Every time I've had an oatmeal stout, I always feel like it's not that creamy. Typically, to me, I know what you're saying. I don't find that much when I'm drinking them. I think honestly, this one drinking it like texturally has got a reasonably thick body for an oatmeal stout. Now it may not be the creaminess you're looking for, but I don't think that I normally find creamy in the oatmeal stouts that I have had, and I think when I look back at them, like.
It's literally, as a brewer, if you want a creamier mouthfeel, you add oats to it.
And I'm not besmirching what you're saying. I believe that you are saying that's truthful. Just personally, when I drink them, I always feel like oatmeal stouts usually are a thinner, waterier, still a word.
Which don't confuse. I'm not saying don't equate thinness with lack of creaminess.
I guess I don't know where to differentiate then. Like, so you're saying is it more like if it's creamier, is it like a sweeter?
That creaminess provides more of a pillowy mouthfeel.
Okay, that I can work with. All right. Because I don't really have that many oatmeal stouts because I don't feel like I don't see them as much as other stouts.
And the roast of the grains, although not overly bitter, is definitely the overriding feature of this with the nice caramel vanilla.
It is the caramel. It is. It says vanilla many, many times. It says oatmeal twice on the can. It says vanilla 6 times on the can. I get a lot of vanilla. Maybe not so much. So, but on your oatmeal stouts, are they usually this high in ABV?
I feel typically
This is a pretty higher.
not.
This is a higher one.
So maybe that booziness is knocking down that creamy mouthfeel that you're accustomed
I
to.
think the roastiness is overriding some of the creaminess. Which
Okay.
I'm
I'm not
would
trying
even
to talk you out of
No,
whatever
no.
you're going to vote.
I would argue some of the barrels probably cutting off maybe a little bit of that too. Personally.
Sometimes I'm sensitive to roast. It can be over roasted. I think it's burnt. This one is not. Like, I love the roastedness of this.
Yeah. It's got that light, almost coffee flavor. It's the light roast, right?
Pairing it with maple sausage and a coffee cake in the morning.
Oh.
No, maple sausages and pancakes. This would be the pairing that should be on that can.
Yeah.
I mean, they said drink it in the
really
morning.
good.
Who
Yes.
advises you to drink 11% stout in the morning? That's on you guys. But I don't
actually,
say that's a bad idea.
12.9.
Hey,
People,
You know what, people-
drink at 11 point whatever it is.
Are you really good friends?
I'm not
Is
saying
what-
that I haven't done it or I don't recommend it, but as
12.8?
like putting it on the
12.9.
can,
4.9.
they're like, hey, you know what you
Drink
should
this for
do?
breakfast.
Wake up and slam this on a work day. That's
No,
exactly
no,
what they said.
Don't slam it. Sip it while you're eating your maple sausage and your pancakes and your coffee cake.
See, we need to get a hold of them. Like, hey, Copper Kettle, we got the way to write your can stuff for you. We're gonna make this a little more
God,
approachable
you guys
with
pounded that. This is a sipper.
sausage and pancakes, but we also got a should do, John.
I
Come on,
poured
buddy.
yours a little higher.
Well, that was a 19.2 ounce can as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of us put it down. Come on, big boy.
So I mean
got bourbon to
I
get to
do
later,
I
too.
do want to throw. I mean, once again,
It is really good though.
that is one of the best can arts I've seen in a while because usually it's can art or it's a label. This is
I labeled
double.
over can art.
I mean, and it shows the can art and it matches it really well. I usually am not a big fan of, hey, let's talk about the can art, but there's a lot in that.
I go first on this.
Oh, wait. Carrie just said something. A good dark stout poured over Cocoa Krispies.
I've done
Whoa.
that. I've actually done
If they're
this.
still watching, have we talked enough about the mouthfeel on this?
But that sounds it's
So-
Count Chocula. Is that Cocoa Krispies?
Is that still a thing? I thought you got canceled like Blueberry or like that. They just didn't sell.
No, they sell only on Halloween. That's when they sell.
Okay.
So, to Carrie's point, it wasn't a good one, but I've done the Nitro Guinness over Cocoa Krispies.
Was it good?
I ate it.
Is enough? So you were talking about the maple sausage, right? Mm-hmm. I have something for you to try because we're foodies, right? And we're
Yeah.
waiting and we got to vote here in a few minutes. So, Eggs in Purgatory. It's an Italian dish,
Okay.
and you make your own marinara. You
Okay.
can put Italian sausages in it, cook it down, and then you crack eggs, put it in it, and it poaches them.
Okay.
And then you just pull it out and it's sausage marinara and
poached eggs.
Oh my goodness!
You see, pull out the sausage.
It is. No, I said poached eggs, sausage.
But you
And
put
marinara.
sausage there and you pull out sausage, and then you got poached eggs and
Yes.
okay.
So-
make sure I heard you right.
So Mama Corolla's is where I first tasted it, and then I've made it a few times in the cast iron on the grill. And if you have the smoke rolling, have a few wood chips in there, it just adds so much flavor and it's fantastic.
I came across, shout out Amy Lyles, former guest on the show. She told me about this and she sent me the TikTok video about it. The shotgun shells.
So
The rigatoni,
pasta,
rigatoni pasta, like this, right? Like this.
and what do you do with that, John?
And you stuff it.
And
You
you
stuff it
with sausage
with some
and
mozzarella
then cheese.
and some sausage.
Yeah,
Wrap it in bacon.
What?
And then spread some barbecue sauce on it.
and then smoke them.
Yeah.
First
So-
of all, why have I'm just now hearing about this, and why haven't you done this already?
It's
I'm
very
gonna make them
labor
for
intensive.
the next brew day.
It is labor intensive.
Yeah.
I'm not a great cookist by any means, but I'm a good you can tell me what to do and I'll help you do it guy.
Yeah. So I
Brew day, 21st.
Did you
I don't know.
Cook
I'll be
the
out of
pasta
town.
before?
You
That's
son
what
of a
I'm gonna
bitch!
make it.
did you
You
cook the
motherfucker!
pasta
You did this to
I've
me on
never made
purpose.
Okay,
And
so
the one I saw did not cook it before.
so I would recommend just like a few
But
minutes
A little bit.
and super al dente, right?
Yep.
Because I made them and they weren't cooked, and the problem was they were still crunchy.
Yeah.
And that wasn't enjoyable. I was thinking it was going to be I ate this semi-hard noodle, and it was still crunchy. Yes.
All right. Aside from that, Pete has not passed in the hand check that almost that entire conversation. I'm gonna reel this back in. You guys can talk about food and whatever involves your sausages later. Let's talk about this beer.
All right.
It's time to rate, and it is my turn. And I actually really super enjoyed this. I gave my critique, being an oatmeal stout, not as creamy as I expected. On the flip side of that, I really enjoyed the execution of this. The roastiness was done very well. The caramel vanilla was very well balanced. And the more I drank it, the more I even big gulped it. Like, I'm gonna go a 4.75. That's where I'm at. I actually really enjoyed this.
You know, I'm kind of mad at myself after you said that. Like, you normally would be like, "Oh, big gulp." We usually like give it a wink and a nod. And something like, "Yeah" or "No." You didn't even say that. You just kept that to yourself. You selfish son of a bitch. I didn't even big gulp at all. Thanks, John. I missed out on that whole experience.
I was rushed to finish it, so I had the big gulp.
Pete.
So I'm gonna go 4 or 5. I liked it, and it was I don't want to oversell it. It's a 4 or 5 for me.
Done really well.
It's done really well. The 4.75, I'm right there, but it's too close to 5. And that's so perfect, and you're not there. Other than I learned that there's a new can style and craft beer. I knew, like,
that's the concert can.
Well, so I know, concert can.
You got to rule off. You don't see that.
But you're not going to get
$24 at a concert.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
so I don't buy
$20
those, right? So, anyways, I am the 4 or 5.
I think I was kind of waffling a bit, and Pete talked me into it. I'm going 4.5.
Holy shit!
That's a bad descriptor for him.
His daughter got in a pretty bad accident. Yeah.
Come
So he was
have
trying,
a seat.
but-
You can be the guest.
Yeah, let's just play that out.
He's got
Just give me a sec.
yeah, he's got a strip.
It's good. I mean, you got time.
Oh, no, I don't want to see that.
No,
Camera's off.
Give him dollars. Put
Cameras
money.
off.
Here, how about we give him dollars? Put clothes back on.
Oh, he's got the TBG shirt
Wow.
underneath.
That was a little unexpected.
Yes.
I came
All right.
prepared today.
What's up, brother?
What's up? You guys
All
have
right,
3
so,
things to drink?
Matt, where are you at?
I was waffling
Roll there.
4.25, 4.5, and Pete sold me on the 4.5. It deserves that.
You
It,
didn't
All right.
drink this, did you?
Yes,
we literally
did.
just did.
I want to try that one.
I mean, if you
Oh.
don't
The
show
good
up for
part
a
is,
month,
you wouldn't have liked it because it was awesome.
Oh, actually,
God,
I've actually got another glass here that wasn't used that was supposed to be for somebody else.
No, it's not out. You gotta go.
Yeah, no, it's right here.
Nope.
You can.
I
Would
put
you
it
put
up.
it back?
He put it away.
Oh, well.
You can.
It's more fun
The
to
closer-
keep going. No, it's up here. You didn't see it.
Oh, the cluster effery that's going on.
That is the show.
Yes.
How is everyone today?
Well, you know what?
been good.
I'm gonna throw. Matt threw us off the rails really early
It
on,
doesn't take much.
and
Can't pin this on me.
John is not helping, and he says little comments, and then all of a sudden, oh no, not yet.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
actually drinking
Yes.
You gotta wait for that, buddy.
Damn.
Yeah. You haven't earned that yet.
Posters.
All right.
All right, next
So
beer. Pete,
that
take it
was-
away.
Hey, let's just go. That was an average of a 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
there we
It
go.
was.
Wait, Matt gave it a 3.5 and it was still a 4.5?
No,
I
he
gave
gave
it
it
a
a
4.5.
I thought he said 3.5, and I was like,
He
Jesus.
gave it a 4.7.
Hey, for sake of time, do you want to skip this one? I know it was your anticipated.
No, we
No.
drink them all. It's
All
fine.
right, let's go.
Where do you want to go?
We're good. Drink it.
We got a half hour to choke down 2 more beers, and that's going 4 ways. We got this, John.
Yeah, we got 2 beers,
And some whiskey, evidently.
a
And some
bourbon, and a
whiskey.
moonshine.
well, the
We're
moonshine
fine.
can be afterwards.
Hold on.
We're fine.
So,
Try this real quick.
Oh, I've had Jefferson's Ocean.
Voyage 23.
Maybe not.
Didn't think so.
that was mine.
Possible, but maybe not.
So we have Prairie Artisan Ale, Double Dunk.
Double what?
That's what it says.
Double dunk?
That's
Dunk.
what it says.
Dunk.
Double
Yeah,
dunk.
I
Dunk.
was agreeing with you.
I pre-read everything so I didn't sound super stupid like I normally do. Imperial Stout with Oreo.
Delicious.
Oh. Did you hear that?
Keep
With
coming
what?
right now.
Sorry, I was drinking bourbon.
What's in that?
Oreo.
Oreo.
Barely starting to drink this.
I don't know if we did or not.
I think we have.
Oh, well, that's why we need you, Tyler.
But it's been like 2 years, so.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Over the
It
last
smells horrible. You won't like it.
couple of days, I've realized that you do have a deserved place here, that we kind of need you.
I got a slow pour.
Within the last week, I'm like, God damn it,
You're not
Tyler
used
has
to-
cultivated a spot
We all have our spots.
that is
I am-
hard to fill.
I am one of the guys who created the show, so I guess I have a spot.
It's hard to fill the Tyler hole. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a big one.
It's a big hole. I try.
Work, wife.
I see what he did there. All right, this chair scares me a little bit too.
Yeah, have fun with
It's
that.
starting to get a little
I like
wobbly.
that. Well, that cheers the
What's
swivel chair.
wait?
So
So
it's at the swivels getting a little.
okay, so
loose.
you're saying the same complaint about two separate sitting
No, that
apparatus.
one's legitimately
What's the
falling
lowest
apart.
common denominator, Tyler?
This is the first time I sat in this chair.
Exactly.
That one's legit falling apart.
Pete hasn't complained about that chair once.
He's been enjoying that chair, though. I see him like
have.
start rocking back
I've
and
just been
forth. I'm just like,
riding
oh,
in that sucker.
it's going to fall.
We doing a handshake
right.
while he's riding that out?
So hold on. We're trying something new here.
Oh, this should be good.
So guess it before you drink it.
What? Guess what?
ABV.
How do you guess before you drink?
No, and then you guess afterwards.
Reputation and.
So
I'm
reputation.
going to go 10-2.
Okay.
All right, before I drink,
can we get the description, like the gloss over, Oreo, and what else?
Yeah, it was
9-8.
a double dunkel imperial stout with Oreo. That's all they have.
I just want
And a
to
bunch
go
of
under.
warnings. Don't die when you're drinking
You
this.
said
kind of
it's a
stuff.
dunkel?
actually, I'm going double dunk,
Double dunk, not dunkle. Okay.
right?
Yeah, it's double
It
dunk.
smells like Oreo.
I'm gonna go 9 even. Is what I'm gonna
It smells like the chocolate wafer of Oreo.
I know Prairie, so I'm going to pre-sip go 10-2.
I'm gonna bump.
Did he price it right
Yeah,
me?
I'm gonna bump up.
Because
To
I think I
9.5.
did 10-1.
I'm gonna bump.
Oh,
up to
really?
9.5.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Motherfucker.
I thought you
I
had.
still say it's under 10. I still say it's under 10,
Prairie doesn't normally do under 10.
but I bumped up to 9.5.
Yes.
I'm going to
it's
go
good.
10-4.
It's good.
Good, buddy. Roger that.
Hey, you're a 10-4 as well?
Oh, no, I can't because he did that.
That is better than last time we had
I
it.
can do a 10-5. No.
By the way, I really don't like being in this seat.
I mean, that's price
You know
of
what?
rules.
I'm going to 10-5
Yeah,
just
baby.
just
It's weird.
because.
If you're not your normal seat,
I don't know
it's
what to
fucking
say.
weird.
Like,
Do
with
you
the
want to
talk.
switch spots?
No, it's fine. You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
You're doing great,
You've
Pete.
done a great
So,
job.
and by the way, you are all wrong. It's 11.9.
I was close not going over.
Doesn't taste it.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with higher ABV on stuff.
Yeah, no, this drink's in the 9s to me. Very smooth.
Great legs.
It
Yeah,
honestly is better than when
it's a
we
lot
drank it
better
last.
than last time we had it.
Which
I
the
think,
bottle label has really, it's just indistinguishable noodles.
I
on,
think
like,
I truly
dots.
gave it,
It's
like-
got it's got nothing. It looks like nothing.
No, I think it is like a quilt. It's supposed to be quilted or...
which is weird for Oreos, but okay.
But no, prairie
I'm not
artisan.
normally a big Prairie Artisan person, though.
They're so hit
They're
or
hit or
miss.
miss.
Yeah, like
Where are they out of?
that's a great question.
My memory's good, but not that good.
America.
And I'm too sober.
Is
I got to drink a little more to.
Eat a pickle. That'll fix you.
Oklahoma, baby.
I tried.
And they
you
quilt
fucker
there,
stopped me.
so I'm
No,
gonna
you're
go.
gonna
My
drink it,
family's
not
from
eat it.
Oklahoma.
I'm gonna do
They
both.
quilt. I'm gonna go with quilts. It's a quilt.
But I'm taking the rest of that jar home. Fair warning.
I don't think that's fair.
I just wanted to see what John's reaction.
Some
was.
people had to work
Hey,
really hard for that.
I literally was tapping him on the shoulder back here, like, nice. I was trying to see what his reaction would be.
So,
I love it.
Pete and I did the same thing. We misremembered what we enjoyed about it. We thought we enjoyed the pickles. And so, like, on Saturday when we brought it home and opened it up, I was just like, oh, the pickle.
we were never given the pickle time.
It was not the pickle that we liked. It was the moonshine.
Oh, I'm
It was
gonna
just-
do both. I'm gonna drink it
It was
anyway.
just
Oh,
the
we're gonna do
moonshine
both.
pickle juice that we really thoroughly enjoyed, all of us.
This is unbelievable. He's smooth though. Very drinkable. Small sips and big gulps were very tasty and full flavored.
Thank you. See, he threw out the big gulp, John. So you know how to do it.
Oh, I always throw in a big gulp at some point.
Yeah, evidently I saved the big
Really
gulp until everybody
wrong.
else had scored, and then I threw out the big gulp.
Yeah. I'm very pleased with it, to be honest. It shocks me a little bit because I remember not enjoying
I
it as
didn't
much.
enjoy
I
it
think
either.
I gave it like a 3 or 3.25 last time.
Well, you get to go first this time.
You and I have a very similar
So,
opinion of Prairie.
And Matt no longer counts!
Do you think perhaps aging Prairie is the thing that we've been missing
I
out on
think
this whole
sometimes
time?
it helps. These high sugar beers, sometimes you can lose a lot of flavor when you age them.
Listen,
That one held really
This is
well.
all chocolate wafer to me.
Yeah,
with a hint of cream.
There's just a hint
It's
of
an
cream.
Oreo.
Wait for the crime.
That's a callback to when we do Two Bearded Guys drunken movie reviews. That is our inglorious.
He never missed
bastard
a chance.
trained him
review.
really well.
See, I toss him up, and he's got a hold of Phil.
Make sure you hop on Spotify, Apple, whatever guys
Somewhere.
you do podcasts. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a rating on Spotify. We greatly appreciate it. And then smash those like buttons so you get all the notifications. But last but not least, download. We need to catch everybody else at Turfs Up Radio.
Not everybody else.
I'm tired of
We're past half
I'm
of them.
tired of being in the middle.
At least one. I mean, well, he's also basically chasing cougars or furries or jungle cats. I'm not sure
Oh,
which.
You
Yes.
missed the whole.
Yeah, Russell got chased by a cougar today.
And we're still trying to
okay.
decipher if it was an
And
actual
not
jungle
the,
cat, an older
I don't
lady,
know.
We don't know if
or
this-
someone dressed up in a furry costume. We're not sure which one of the three it was, but it's definitely one of the three.
But
Or
anyway,
somebody's going to end up in a bush.
most likely.
but
I'm gonna go
they're
ahead
gonna come
and
prepared with a lopper.
I'm going to go ahead and
It's
give my
lube.
score.
Yeah.
My score for this beer, I'm jumping easily from a 3.25 last time.
Yeah.
You remember
to
that
a
specifically?
4.5. Yeah.
Did you look it up? Or you have
No,
like
I
a
haven't
weird
touched
brain?
No, that is about where we're at. We did not enjoy
I haven't
this.
touched my phone, bud.
But you touched other things.
It's
You're
me,
touching both of our other gentlemen on both sides of you.
I'm technically just touching their chairs right now, but
Is he, guys?
now I'm touching them.
Wink with your left eye if he's
That's
touching
not
you.
fair. That's my eye that twitches.
Fine,
I just
wink with
thought
your
you
right
were
eye.
winking at me this whole time.
Maybe I was.
John doesn't know.
subconscious.
No,
buddy.
I mean it's good when he wants to work for him. When I give him an out.
Now I know I can make fun of it. I just thought you were winking at me. All right, so
He's got a potassium deficiency. All he's got to do is eat more potatoes.
as much as it hurts my soul,
I wish that's what it
and
was.
it does hurt my soul, I am going to agree with Tyler. And it's the only time I'm ever going to say that out
God, I'm
loud.
on a
You
roll
went
right now.
4.5?
Yeah, I'm going to go 4.5. I love this
I
beer.
gotta take a big gulp.
It is good. It's got a little something in my heart and soul because it's from Oklahoma.
Where the hang you from a tree? Wait, what?
Nope.
What?
They don't have any trees there.
Whoa.
Wow,
There's
that guy
no
talked real
trees.
quick. You need to drink more.
I worked on a cattle
him a
ranch
pickle.
there a
Put a
whole
pickle in his
summer.
mouth.
There's no trees.
Also one of the only states that legally still does hangings.
Put a
I
pickle in his mouth
if
before he
I was
says
going to
anything
want
else.
to die, that's how I would.
They haven't done one in like over 100 years, but they, instead of outlawing different ways, they legitimately just leave it up to the prisoner on death row.
And this is the platform we need to cover that?
Sorry.
No, that's pretty cool though. Like
Random
if
fact
you
Tyler
did
knows.
bad shit and you're like, you get to pick your way out. Firing squad.
Yeah, legit, everything's on the table.
I want cannonball death.
All right, maybe not that.
Do
but
you? Just takes out your knee, like, oh, we missed.
that
And
would
he just
suck.
standing on
You
your
wanna
other
rethink
leg,
this?
just waiting.
If they're gonna kill me, I'm a horrible person.
I'd
Anyways. I probably
purposely
deserve the
hit him in like the ankle.
Cannonball!
All right,
When you
let's
hit-
back to beer. Sorry, I got us off topic.
Yeah, I haven't rated
Yeah, that's your
yet.
Go ahead.
Ah,
cannonball. And you're still
I
drinking.
can't-
You are
I
the
can't-
slowest drinker tonight.
God damn it.
You get an award.
I can't quite give it that 4.5 because it is an Oreo, and if it's going to be the perfect Oreo, I need a little bit more creme.
I
I'm
think
gonna go
it's
4
perfect.
1/4.
Go fuck yourself, John.
That,
Get off your fucking high horse.
that
So-
still is a 4.5 average.
I wanna hear where Matt's at because I love.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
No one's mentioned it. Thank you.
Where is your sign, by the way? Oh, there it is.
Really?
I just remembered seeing the picture of it.
That was the best part.
So Matt, before you go,
No one mentioned it. Oh yeah, where is that sign? Directly behind you. We thought you were referencing it.
No,
I
I
wasn't.
referenced the picture.
This is a 4.5. Like, that's perfect what it is.
God, even Matt's right.
I almost debated a 4.75, but I just couldn't go that high. But a 4.5 for sure. A 4.25, you deserve a kick in the shin.
Damn.
Wow.
At least he said chin and not nuts.
Yeah, I mean, whoa, it's not that.
I mean, I
well,
gave it for
he's
it.
got to go find
I
his wife's
gave
purse.
one
to kick
step
him.
behind. Oh my god. I found one tiny little flaw.
I really expected you guys to be like winding up when I got here, like being done when I got here. I'm so happy.
All right, so why he's talking here? So there's a really good chance this is gonna suck, or it could be great.
We'll see.
So
That's the
2019
fun part of the
KBS.
show.
Yeah, as you saw, it still has dust on the bottle, which
Sorry,
is
what's the
fantastic.
Great song, by the way.
Did John just say if I kicked him in the shin, I might kick him in the nuts? Are they hanging
No.
with nobody? Is that what you said?
Hey, attaboy. Oh, yeah,
So if you guys don't know,
Now you know.
Actually, you're all beer people. You know what KBS
We
is
are.
from Founders.
What does that stand for, just in case they don't? We get new viewers occasionally.
It's the Kentucky Breakfast Stout.
There you are, because it doesn't say it on there.
That's good, because Pete was like, I don't
Is it
fucking
not
know.
anymore?
It
used
is
It
to.
is
not-
Kentucky breakfast out there.
It
Yeah.
doesn't say
Once
it.
again, talk about maple
Yeah, thank you.
sausage and
It
It used
doesn't
to.
say it on there. So
They used to. That's
Because
interesting.
the other one's like the CBS.
That's no longer a beer.
They don't do CBS anymore?
CBS is no longer in production.
No more,
Yeah,
no,
the
no more Canadian?
breakfast stout.
Eh?
Damn it. Canadian ham.
it's
It's Canadian bacon?
Yeah, they stopped doing the CBS. In honesty, the KBS and CBS had kind of fallen off favor with a lot of beer snobs over the years.
Because they were bought out and
Yeah,
no longer
which-
craft.
In general, and I loved, as soon as they were bought out, KBS became easier to find and cheaper. I was the happiest.
That's not a bad thing.
I was the happiest motherfucker on the planet because
Yeah.
I used to love CBS and KBS, and it became easier to find and cheaper. I was like, okay, every brewery I like should be bought out. Let's go.
I mean, as long as the quality of the beer is still there.
And I've always thought
What's the
KBS,
problem with that?
I've always thought KBS and CBS still held up to its original quality. I think all of Founders beers, to
I've
be honest,
enjoyed them.
Founders have held its quality since being bought out, in my opinion.
That's the biggest thing, I think, is like, you know, if someone gets bought out and then you're like,
Very-
now the quality has gone down,
But
then that's an
very
issue.
few breweries
But I don't
ever
feel like
go
that happens
down
that
when
much.
they're bought out. Because
Right?
they're bought out by someone who can maintain the standards because they have the money.
And it's Budweiser, for example.
Well,
like,
just anybody who buys anybody out. That means they're big enough to maintain the standards. And why would you buy a product that's doing well to make it worse? You don't do that.
true. Yeah, because there's already an established status quo you got to maintain.
Now, if you're buying something small enough that very few people know about it, you just like something about them, that's one thing. You might change stuff. But when you're buying a Founders, which everyone in the Midwest and even outside the Midwest kind of knows, you're not changing the standards.
It smells a little
bit
funky,
off.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Smells a little off.
I'm very congested and I can even smell it. Let's taste it.
I didn't want to be the one to say it first, but I saw Pete's face, like, in cam giving this thing the hairy eyeball.
There is definitely something, but it's not as bad as the nose suggests.
hey, well, so it's not as bad as the 2015.
Oh god, that was rough.
It doesn't
That one was
have
horrible.
shit around
Yeah,
the
I
cap.
remember that.
All right,
What if we learned, don't drink beers that Pete brings?
It's not true.
that is not true.
not
We have
true.
4 other shitty beers that you guys need to try.
Wait, we haven't gotten to those yet. Those are going to be waiting for a decision later.
Well, they're new though.
I got
Honestly-
so confused. He's like, these are from South Carolina. And then one clearly says, crafted in Denver, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Oh.
There's a fucking Denver, North Carolina.
I didn't
It
know
is.
that, but
Plagiarism.
It's all. It's, by the way, the Carolinas. They're from the Carolinas.
The
You
Kakalakis.
just pick north or south. I don't get.
I love
shit.
the Carolinas. Beautiful area.
All right, this was great in 2019.
Honestly, the flavor is not that bad. Like, the nose is a bit off-putting. Like, oh, it's going to be nasty.
There's definitely something there, but the taste is not as bad as the nose
Yeah,
suggests.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
That's absolutely
it
correct.
tastes like a Belgian, which means there's something
gone.
off in it.
Is a big gulp a good idea, bad idea?
Honestly, it tasted the exact same in Big Gulp and just got it out of the way.
It's not. It's
not
Keyword
all-
is he got
It's
it out
not
of the
like
way.
what we had before.
No, I mean, there's a little bit of a Belgian-y taste to it, which means there's an infection because it's not a Belgian. But
It's slightly off, but it's not, like, off-putting.
what's funny is it's still drinkable.
The nose is off-putting. The taste is
Like,
not.
it's still drinkable.
And it's a 12-2.
You and I have drank much worse and much more
Oh,
infected beers.
no, I'm not going to kill it.
Like, it's in the 2s for me.
Yeah,
Like, it's
that's-
slightly
it is for me,
below
too.
average, but still very drinkable. And it's kind of annoying that an infected beer
That
is
it's-
very
it's where it's at.
drinkable.
Yeah. It tastes like a Belgian.
Yeah. Like,
That's
an
what it tastes
infected
like.
beer should be much lower than that, and it legitimately is like, oh shit. This is actually
Yeah.
fucking drinkable. I mean, I can go first again since you guys have been altering. Or you
No,
wanna go?
I can go.
All right.
I'm going to go 2-5. Just because it should be better. It wasn't garbage.
It's still somehow drinkable.
KBS
somehow-
is better.
It's better. You know what? Oh, hold on. I want to throw out there, even though we know that it was infected, it was still better than the grass beer the one
Oh
time.
god, that was awful.
It's still better
that
than a lot of the
wasn't
beers we've had. And yeah, I'm at the same thing. I'm at 2.5. 2.5 on that. KBS is much better than that. The infection
Yes.
that's in it gives it a Belgian flavor, which is not necessarily bad, but it's just not the KBS standard I'm used to because it's 3 years old and a bit, honestly, probably infected. So
The good part about
Did
that
Josh
is
compare this beer to prior KBSs? I thought we'd do like this beer this time.
no. Well,
I did do this beer this time.
So I
can't
will
have that
say
much time out.
on this, I have 3 more bottles. I'm going to use that to marinate
Yeah,
some
you could.
things
Yeah.
with that because it's going to have in
Would
there.
you put that in chili? Because I don't.
No,
No.
no, I'm going to use it on a
Marinated
pork
meat.
butt
Yeah.
in my sodium brine.
I would put a fresh KBS in chili. I
Yeah.
would not put
Fresh
that.
KBS.
I would not put a fresh KBS in chili.
Oh, I would.
I would.
I put weirder shit in there.
I have too.
Some of the Scarlet Lane beers, I've definitely put some weird
problem
Scarlet
is-
Lane beers in chili cook-offs.
Yes,
And I do it on
and a
purpose.
Scarlet Lane one because you have to use their beer. So
And I do
know
it on
that.
purpose every time. I'll pick the one that I know nobody's gonna fucking use,
You Sour Patch Kids?
and then they never use that one for that, unfortunately. But I'll straight up be like, I want the weirdest one. Why? Because when I tell people that when they taste it and realize how good this chili still is, I want to be like, you want to know what fucking beer I used? The weirdest fucking option.
All right.
There's a reason I never win, but I come in the top 3 a lot
Oh, I
of times.
go for No, I did. I gave it 2.5.
Yeah, it's a 2.5. It's across
All
the
across
board.
the board. All right,
I hate to agree with you guys, but it's across the board. I will say the one nice thing about the middle is I got armrests.
you do have.
And
You
if you
get to
notice-
touch 2 handsome
Well,
men.
it also
so.
keeps
So-
me, have you noticed, I'm not touching my phone as much. I'm not fiddling with shit.
All right, so
Yeah.
Are we saying Tony's moving?
Who's-
no.
Stuff?
hold on. Do you guys want to go bourbon or do you want to try another beer?
No. Let's go the new riff.
On the time, yeah, we go ahead and I think hit the new riff.
All right, all right.
No, we're
It's
going to
already
be fun
open.
on pickles later,
Well,
buddy.
we've also got pickles and
No,
2
no.
experimentals.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say
Those will be off screen, I think.
a beer, but
Oh,
But I got you.
well, the goal. I don't
that's
know if
cool.
you know. I don't know if you're watching regularly, Pete, but we kind of condensed down to an hour and a half, and then we're already at an hour and 3/4.
all right. So we got the new riff,
Allegedly.
single barrel, right?
It's Pete. We knew we'd go past. It's fine.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because
So-
Pete lasts 2 hours.
Minimum. Just ask the wife.
It's warm up time.
He's still stretching.
It takes 2 hours for the Viagra to kick in. So
I hear it's quicker than that.
So the next 2
Nope.
minutes is amazing,
no,
right?
not when you're old. It's 2 hours.
The 45 minutes they say on TV's bullshit.
The old joke. Remember the
one more.
Cialis commercials? If you have a boner for longer than blah blah blah,
4 hours.
Go
Like,
to the
first of all,
doctor.
isn't that the point?
No, if I have a boner longer than that, I'm calling every woman I know and tell them it's ready to go.
Like, this is worn out. It's time for you
Like
to tag
you
in.
remember how it was in high school? It's gonna be better.
Tag your it.
It won't go away.
It won't go away. I promise.
That's one of those where you go tag your it.
All right, so we have new riff, single barrel.
WWF rules like, tag in, tag me in, tag me in.
The women are just high-fiving on the way in and out. Sorry, go ahead. What are we drinking?
You're reading
I've
Pete?
seen that porno.
Maybe more than once.
Yeah, like everyone. So this is 51.9. So once again, we talked about
Slightly
once
over
you
100.
get over that 100, it just gets crazy stupid. There's no standard, so it's a 103.8.
But that's pretty close to the bottom end of that, so...
It is. So
I'll
there
sit
there
down,
is a
whatever.
chance.
Yeah, you will.
So we're still at that below 110,
Yeah.
but the 95 to 98 is going to be the ones that are easy to drink no matter what you do.
The best
trying to
zone,
get
some would
Yes.
say. And I'd be some of those.
We won 6-2.
Now,
It's
while you're
13-7.
eyeballing that bottle and ripping off the label, doing the 3 taps, don't you forget about the 3 taps.
Oh, yeah.
Games.
It was already open.
Are you familiar with new... You motherfucker!
It was already open. No,
Oh.
I think it was already.
it was
open.
already open.
You said you haven't had it! Why did it get open if it hasn't been...
I couldn't remember if I had it or not.
Oh, you...
tried it?
Someone on the side of the screen's lying to me.
I don't remember.
Pete, are you
was
familiar
open
with New
already.
Riff? Have you ever had New Riff?
No, you have not.
I
had it.
have.
John
but
has
I-
not had it. He shared it with there was somebody here one day that wanted to try it, but John hadn't had it. He drank something else that day.
Okay. Because New Riff it shares a parking lot with
remember.
Party Source in Covington, Kentucky, just right across the
I just
border
can't
from
remember who it was,
Ohio,
but I remember.
right
Okay.
over the river.
Somebody drinking
And
it, but you wanted to
I had
drink.
heard that the people that own Party
you and
Source
Bristol Pig piggyback that day.
was trying to do this as well. I'm not sure who sold which one, but they had to bifurcate because they couldn't be like producing and selling like to themselves basically.
Oh,
So,
really?
I'm not sure which way they went, but I think the ownership had to divide somewhere because they were trying to be owners of both, and legally they could not be. I had a friend that was formerly working at New Riff when they first started.
The artist formerly known as.
My understanding of New Riff is they're fairly new in the bourbon scene, and
They are.
they're fairly cheap right now, and they're on the rise.
Well, like, so when they came out like 3, maybe 4 years ago tops. Again, because my buddy that was working there was like when they were kind of starting off. So he was like, in ground floor with these guys.
Okay.
Show you
And
the ground.
I remember having them at some places, and sorry, I wasn't a big fan of them initially. I don't know if that's because it was a younger spirit, so it didn't have the time to age properly. There's like putting some out the door, but what I had then, I wasn't a fan of. I've heard good things about people having them since then.
Well, that
So-
first
This one's
Excited and
about 40 or
curious.
$50.
that first
for
batch
a
of bourbon
single barrel.
That first batch of bourbon from a company, the very first, is always hard to. It's either going to be great or it's going to be rough, depending on how patient they were.
So, do you know anything about their logo? Because it kind of it's got the line with the swirl.
I do not. It looks like a wand casting a spell.
Isn't New Riff the one that does the bourbon with the band?
No, that's no, that is Basil Hayden.
No.
Basil Hayden has the brass band around it, and it's
No,
number one
I meant like
bourbon by
a
women.
band.
A
Like,
musical band?
yes.
Slipknot?
New
Oh,
Riff
that's
has
number
one
9
that.
over there.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. I can't keep track of all of them anymore.
I don't know. There's a lot of musicians and artists and actors
into the
that are
alcohol
in
world.
the alcohol world, so it's hard to really keep that all straight. But
It's gotten really big.
I don't
lately.
think New Riff has any ties to any famous quote-unquote people per se, at least that I'm aware of.
They
but that-
should with a name like New Riff.
That would be a good play, though. You're right.
God damn it. The non-musical guy.
Seriously, right?
I'm on a roll, motherfuckers. I need to sit in this
That's
middle
what
seat
happens
more
when
often.
you're sober.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
can
happens
think
when-
straight and crack good
It's what
jokes.
happens when you don't have to be the play-by-play.
I've sucked at it.
He's not been. I try to
He's
fill
been,
your
he's been
hole.
pretty good.
He
It's been a
can't be worse
combination
than John.
Yeah.
You know what?
Hey, we can't be
I
worse
was
than
horrible.
John.
Between Pete and I,
did
we have
not
both
miss
filled
up
your hole.
reading anything.
Proud of you.
So John Phonics Pete was
So
not here.
last week, John tried to fill that seat, right? Until I got here. And
He was terrified when I
John's
got
the color commentator, and he can't do the play-by-play.
No. I know my role.
here. Today, on the intro, he didn't know what to fucking do. He was looking at me, and I'm like, I'm the
Because
filling
he's a
guy.
play-by-play.
Because he's in your chair.
It's like,
And that's where I grab the torch like motherfuckers.
the first 4 to 5 seconds is dead air.
I'm like, Pete, go.
Yeah,
It's your
because
turn.
we're
Go.
all looking at each other, and Matt's like, "Well, hey, hold on here, guys. We got 2 tars in here in the seats,
Oh, no.
and here we are."
I
Oh,
can't
shit.
wait to watch the beginning of this episode.
It's kind of fun.
Because I'm going to move past that. But I
Yeah.
can't wait to watch the beginning of this episode, only because I want to see you guys looking at each other like, who's going to
I like
talk?
it's your turn.
Oh my
buddy.
god! Everybody shut up!
Cosmos Carlos?
No, he was on at the beginning. You just weren't here for that. Sorry.
I got excited.
It's
only
what you did for being like on time. No. Even crazier than that.
Here.
Cosmos Carlos has been on for like every week for like almost a couple months. Like as much as we all appreciate and love Cosmos Carlos, this one we haven't seen in a hot minute. Kevin Atwell.
Kevin!
He says, "Hey,
up, buddy?
H-A-Y.
Hey, did you get
like
the yard
I'm
mower,
feeding into
buddy?
my hosses. Guys, just joining, been cutting grass. Motherfucker, I thought we were a priority in your life. What the shit's this all cutting grass stuff?
Hey, we appreciate you tuning in at all times. Speaking of cutting
About
grass,
that.
I see a very gorgeous wife out there cutting the lawn right
She's
now.
working hard.
Stephanie
Yeah,
Cat.
I don't know what you got going on that makes that happen.
His balls are by his ankle.
Wait.
I've
Let
seen
me
him in
recreate
tight
that.
shorts.
Let me
It's not
recreate
that
that.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's-
but his balls are by his shin. We established that earlier because I almost kicked him in there. That's why he was so afraid.
There is a point in your life when
Oh.
you
You just
hit
got to
a
find the
certain
right
age.
girl that, appreciates your amenities, and that's, he found his girl.
You know, if for being a bourbon that should be a little hot, because, it is over that
And it
100.
is a little hot.
And it's there.
but,
Still drinks very smooth.
yeah, for being that 100 proof plus, this is pretty smooth.
This is something you
I
can still
expect
shoot.
some kind of
I
bite
just did.
Yeah, this is
when
something
you're in that
you-
100 plus.
This is something you could still shoot. Sometimes when
You
it gets into that
could.
high level, it gets real tough to shoot.
But
because-
first of all, you don't just shoot bourbon because we're not in college anymore.
No,
We're fucking
but-
adults.
but you got to talk about it.
This
If
is
you're
what
talking
Jim
about,
shits for.
hey, If you're talking about
crap
bourbon,
meat.
if you're talking about liquor,
That's good.
we're 21 and up. Those 21-year-olds that want to get drunk fast. This is something.
They get something cheaper than New Rip. Well, no, actually, New Rip's pretty cheap these days, still, right?
That one's not. But
Okay.
That was about $50.
So then don't shoot this. This is a sipper.
he's missing the point. A
you're
21-year-old
missing the
gets
point.
handed this damn bottle. I can tell you what him and his buddies are going to fucking do.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
going
they-
to shoot it.
What they should do. It's just
But while talking about it, you have
pour
to
2
hit
fingers
all
in a
realms.
glass and enjoy it.
And share with a classy woman. But
Yeah. Or go to the Hugger.
The single mom charity.
The
I'm
single mom
glad.
charity event.
I want to brew a
Single
beer
mom
named
charity
Single Mom
event.
Charity.
is what I call the hugger.
That sounds about right. I've been to the Hugger. It makes sense.
It is.
Actually,
Actually, not
It's going to be
there.
a new beer
There's
name.
no
that is
single
so
mom
hilarious.
It's
Oh,
not class.
Tyler, write that down.
Single Mom
Pete, write it
Charity.
down. Single mom charity.
Oh, yeah.
Event.
Got it.
Don't forget the event, though. It's
This
on
is
Saturday
really
nights
good.
from 8 to 12.
It still has great flavor.
For 100 plus, I enjoy that. That's quite a lot. I don't like it quite as much as the Jefferson's Ocean, but that is a mass market, super drinkable bourbon.
Now, the Jefferson Ocean is well under the percentage of this, because that
It
is
is.
15 proof less, which is
Yes.
8%. But I mean, granted, that
I-
doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a big difference in bourbon.
And so I'm going to say I actually like the new riff better.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
I'm not going to say that, but I definitely
over-
appreciate this
over-
more.
It's really good.
And so I like it over the Jefferson Ocean because there's no gimmick here. Right? We bought in. I bought into the Jefferson Ocean. Oh,
It's a
I
fun
rode
story.
around on the
went
boat, all
around,
that bullshit.
yeah.
blah,
I
blah,
will
blah.
say I've had multiple oceans on multiple different voyages. They do taste somewhat
And they
different.
do. But this one is
That is
pretty
real.
good. It is.
Yeah, this one
it-
tastes really good.
It is a sour mash, which I do prefer.
This is a sour?
It is.
Oh, no. Well, fuck this thing right in the eye. No, this is... no.
It says Kentucky Straight Whiskey, bourbon. Oh, shit, it does say sour
This
mash
is
bourbon.
sour? Okay.
Yeah.
It says sour mash
I
bourbon.
might have like 12 bottles of bourbon, but explain to me sour mash versus others.
Sour mash is Jack Daniels. That's literally like the only sour mash for like ever. Jack Daniels isn't technically a bourbon. It's a sour mash, which is different. It goes into their distilling process. Pete can help me out here. What helps separate the sour mash from the actual bourbon? Because a sour mash like Jack is not bourbon; it's sour mash.
It's based on it is based on the mash percentages.
So instead of like 51% corn and the other
Yes.
the stuff in tow.
So
okay.
and that's what separates a whiskey from a
So is this a whiskey or a bourbon?
Well, so no,
So it is.
all bourbon. It's like a triangle and parallelogram. All bourbon is whiskey.
Pentagram.
Some whiskey, no, not a pentagram. That's what you carve on your arm before you go back to work at Kuma's.
Yeah. It's more of the food pyramid.
Yeah.
It's all whiskey, but the next step up is bourbon, and then or sour mash bourbon, and then you have bourbon, and then finer levels.
Well,
So-
there's Irish, there's Scotch, there's Canadian. There's everything underneath the umbrella of whiskey is a wide spanning thing. It's something that's slightly differentiated by small differences.
Whiskey can be done in other barrels. Bourbon has to be in
a fresh
virgin
charred
barrel.
oak,
Yes, a virgin barrel. And so
so it can be penetrated deeper.
taking his phone away.
Yep.
So
You're a guest. You're supposed to be like pretending harder,
Play the
man.
phone as much.
yeah.
I got
so,
bored.
But
We're talking about bourbon
I got
or
bored.
sour mash.
all right, hey, so we got this.
So in
less
that
bored.
case,
Hold on.
I guess
So let's
We're
sign
not
out because I
rating
want this
this.
to do. I want this as a short video clip for like
And we have
a
to rate
TikTok
All right,
or
and so
something.
you're gonna have to.
funny
tune
story.
in for
It's
the
9
next
o'clock, so it's a great time to break.
It is.
All right, guys. So, hey, we are going to hop off here. Thanks for watching.
This is Peace Job.
Yeah,
You're a
I'm taking
guest.
This over. Thank you. We appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget, check out all our sponsors, including this dumbass, Ugly Pete's Water, better known as Water Performance Technologies.
He's the
LLC.
second from the top or the second from the bottom. You're pretty much in the middle.
We have a ton of events coming up with Indie Craft Brew eventually, but Indiana on Tap right now.
That'd be the one we're looking for.
Ton of events coming up. Check them all out. We're gonna have a blast. I'll actually be at the next one.
Unless this game gets rained out, then maybe it won't.
That's possible. Actually, no, it shouldn't be. I think we're good on that one. So I'm really thankful to these guys. They not only held the fort down well, they will be holding the fort down all month. But they held
But not
the
the
fort
fork
down
down,
with that
because
event.
God knows we can't hold that for now.
And it was great. Everything I've heard, a lot of people have been commenting on our page. We've gotten a lot of followers, actually. I think we've jumped 15 followers on Facebook.
I don't know how.
Evidently, you guys did well.
Apparently, tonight
one of the breweries you guys
it's
tried,
my
they commented.
leadership,
They
John.
did.
Yeah.
Creation was good.
It's been great, and I appreciate them. But the important part is, guys, make sure you check us out again next Monday. But download Two Beerded Guys Drunken Movie Reviews podcast. Again, we're going to need that love, because this week is kind of an obscure one. We're coming out. We're sticking with Animated Movie Month, mostly because we can't
And
wait for
not
Rescue
classic
Rangers.
animated.
Yours isn't classic either. Shut your fucking hole.
He's not wrong. This is Rockadoodle. This is an older, much more obscure one, and
I'm really excited to talk about
and
it.
I can't wait. So check it out, guys. It's going to be a great one. I have a feeling we're going to have a good fight over it.
Before Tyler goes too far, beer of the night, since I got to do his job
we're
for
there,
him.
aren't we? Well,
Since I was like, hey, I got this, and Tyler's like, no, you don't. John, we're going to start with you as per usual.
Copper Kettle.
You're going Copper Kettle.
I am. So even though I critiqued it a little bit, I really appreciated the roastiness that it provided and the balance of the vanilla and caramel. I enjoyed that a lot.
Mine is going to be the Prairie Artisan Double Dunk.
Because you had two?
Actually, it's Jefferson's Ocean. No.
Yeah, Pete,
That was
go
really
on.
good.
All right, so mine is
Good.
the Urban Underdog, the lime. That was
What's that?
it was
It
know
the
what?
first beer,
It was
Tyler.
a surprising lager.
If you
that
were
was
here, you'd have
really
known about
good.
it.
Did you bring that?
No, that was here.
No, that was
It
here.
was here. But you know what? It's one of those super crushable. All the big stuff we're expecting to be good. This thing, I was expecting to be garbage, and it was good. So,
All right, since Tyler's mumbling back there, I'm going to take the reins on my most happily with beard of the night. Favorite beer of the night. That's what we're looking for.
The fuck was
I
that?
don't know.
It's cold. I've been drinking. I skipped dinner and I had
What is
alcohol.
it?
high
What is it?
ABVs and
What beer?
suburban.
All right,
I'm feeling good.
No, the two of you both fucked me on this
Oh.
because I wanted to go with what John picked as my favorite because it was my personal favorite, the Copper Kettle. That thing was delicious. But
I get it.
I'm gonna go with, as soon as I saw Pete reach over, I was like, that motherfucker, he's gonna do it. And he did. And then you showed it on screen, I was like, that son of a bitch, he done it. I gotta agree with Pete. That's the beer of the night. That was
It should be.
it was the dark horse of the show. It was the first beer. It was unexpected. It was unassuming. But, God, it was well executed. It was a delicious, refreshing lime lager. Like, that was the one that surprised me the most. I was really happy with that. Tyler, stop talking about your pickles and close out
Not
the show.
actually. But thanks again for watching, guys. With the Two Beerded Guys, I'm TBG_Ops Guy.
My dog being Q.
The host today,
Ugly Pete.
and behind the camera, behind the mic, the one, the only, the guy that you're so lucky you can't see, and unfortunately Pete had to.
Off screen, Pete was eye fucking me all episode.
Hey guys, we're gonna post some short videos of some different moonshines and liquors tonight. So make sure you follow us on Instagram,
Some different
Facebook.
experimental things.
Again, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all of the above. We appreciate all of you. Later.
Oh, that's the experimental things? Oh, that's going to be like weirder stuff.